Welcome to Bear Lake High School football. It's time for the 2025 season as the Bear Lake Bears are set to take on the North Fremont Huskies. First game of the season for the Bear Lake Bears, second game of the season for the North Fremont Huskies. And we're doing things a little bit different today this year on the microphone. Unfortunately, we got Nate back. Nate will only be here for home games. That's why we're late getting on the air. He's decided to be a big boy. He decided to adult, and he is had to finish his big boy job down in Logan before he could get up here. So we're on the air. We're excited for that. And then joining us also on the mic doing some color commentary is Sam Roberts. How you doing, Sam?
Good.
Excited to be here?
I guess, ready or not.
Tell you what, it's been so long since I put a headset on that I've almost forgotten how to do this job, if I'm being completely honest with you, Jared.
Yeah, it's been since basketball 9 months ago, so we'll see if I forget how to do my job. But I like to hear myself talk, so I doubt that I'll be doing that. Just Sam's resume on why he's semi-qualified to do this job. He's more qualified for me because he's actually played football. Graduated from Bear Lake in 2016? 17. And was on the team that finished third in state that year. He was one of the running backs on that team. So he played football here at Bear Lake, graduated 8 years ago. You feel that old?
No. Yes.
So hopefully he's played a little bit of football, and then hopefully will help know what he's talking about better than me, who I wore a uniform for a couple of years, but I won't say I ever played football. So there you go. Our captain's getting ready to go out there for the coin toss. It looks like the captain's for Bear Lake. Tyken Carlisle, I don't know if you can see him on the screen. He's the one without pads on. He injured his knee and will be having knee surgery next week, so that's why he's not in pads. He's number 24. Number 9 is Caden Anderson. Number 0 is Jack Hume. Number 18 is Caleb Wiscombe. And number 59 is Peyton Bruce. Those are your captains. 3 seniors, Peyton Bruce and Caleb Wiscombe and Anderson are all seniors. Carlisle and Hume are junior captains for the Bear Lake Bears. I didn't catch the numbers for North Fremont, but they're out there at midfield getting ready for this. The North Fremont Huskies, I mentioned they played last week. They played South Fremont last week, and they had a great game against South Fremont. I got the stats here somewhere. Oh, there's my sheets. And South Fremont, South Fremont traveled up to Ashton and took on North Fremont at home, and North Fremont won by a final score of 40-6. Their next game after this, they go to Marsh Valley next week. Bear Lake next week is at Firth. So that's what's coming up around the area. The only other game really of note is American Falls and Aberdeen are playing each other tonight. So that's the games of note around the area. And getting the season started here tonight. Beautiful night for football. Sun shining, it's bright. Getting the lights turned on, that was why right in the middle of our pregame, I have to pause. You forget when it's this bright and sunshiny that you're going to need the lights eventually. So looks like Bear Lake won the toss. They elected to defer to the second half, so North Fremont will have the ball first. Bear Lake will be kicking off from right to left as we see it and you hear it, unless you're watching on the SVI News Network, the SVI Video Network. And if you're not, if you're just listening and you want to watch the game, click on svinews.com/live sports, and you can check this game out live. Looks like Owen Reed was one of the captains out there, and Carmen Schuldberg. Those were the 2 of the numbers that I caught for North Fremont for their captains. And they'll have the ball first. But it's time now for us to have the national anthem, get this game started. So the high school pep band is ready to play the national anthem. The cheerleaders will bring the flag out. While we're waiting for that to get started, just want to give you an update. The volleyball team went to Cokeville today in the Cokeville tournament. They beat Evanston in straight sets, and then they beat Kemmer in straight sets. So volleyball team, great start to their season. Some dominating performances over there. Some cheerleaders coming out to midfield. Pep band We'll play the national anthem, and then we'll get started. Football on the air. Don't know if you'll be able to hear the national anthem, but well done by the Bear Lake High School pep band. And now the cheerleaders will bring the flag off the field. Let's thank our sponsors while we're getting ready to go. Our scoreboard sponsor for this game and every game we bring you, Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare. Count on us to care. Visit them at blmhospital.com. Our first downs tonight are sponsored by USAVE. Phillips 66, live to the full where your convenience is our pleasure. And I hope we're giving USAVE a lot of shout-outs tonight because hopefully the Bears will move the ball. We've got Gunderson's Ace Hardware on board again. Ace, the helpful place, located in Montpelier. Napa Auto Parts, that's Napa Know-How. Northern Title, good deeds done daily. Visit them at northerntitle.net. Bear Lake Drug, a drugstore, and a great deal more. Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet. Simplot, committed to safety for their Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com. And don't forget, Gary H. Tuster, CPA, Mountain Valley Dental, that's Stephen D. Hammonds, Lenhart Distributing, Flying S Title, Southeast Idaho Steel, Samson's Island Grill, and Bowman Chiropractic. And after the game, this game and every game, we're going to be giving away a player of the game presented by Samson's Island Grill. And they'll get a gift certificate to Samson's Island Grill. So Sam and Nate, keep that in mind as we go. Be watching for the player of the game. So Caleb Wiscombe, senior running back / wide receiver / kind of everything guy, and a linebacker, is also the kickoff guy. So Caleb will be putting his foot into it, and the Bears, we heading from east to west. North Fremont will be back to receive on the west end of the field. And the field's looking pretty good. Summered well. And as long as we have some sunlight, the sunlight will be in the eyes of Bear Lake as they play defense. But that also means the sunlight's in the eyes of North Fremont receivers as they go out for passes. So we'll see how much that has an effect. Back deep for North Fremont. Got to keep my Fremont straight here. We got number 2, that's Travis Marshall, and number 3, Owen Reed, are back deep, as well as, is that number 1 as well?
Looks like it.
1, 2, and 3. So Lane Klink are the 3 guys back deep for the Huskies. So we're ready to go, and we're on the air. Bear Lake's football season is underway. Great kick. Wiscombe into the end zone for a touchback. Wow, what a weapon. The first time I've seen him kick off this year, that's a huge weapon. We talked about it a lot a couple years ago with Flake when he was the kickoff specialist. That is a huge weapon. If you can pin them back, make them start at their own 20 in high school, that's big. All right, so Bears in brand new uniforms this year. All royal blue with white trim and black helmets. North Fremont all in white. Looks like the quarterback, is that number 12? That's Ruger Lenz is the quarterback, and he's going to hand it off right up the middle. Big gain. In fact, it might go for a touchdown on the first play. Anderson, the only one that can get him, that is Owen Reed, and he's going to go all the way 80 yards on the first play of the game. And Owen Reed into the end zone for a quick touchdown. That's very reminiscent of the JV game today, but it happened for the other team. Bear Lake took the opening play 70 yards for a touchdown in the JV game. Owen Reed takes the handoff right up the gut and goes 80 yards untouched into the end zone. Anderson was the only one that had a chance at him and couldn't run him down. Reed had a pretty good angle, and that was a quick hitter right up the middle. So very quickly, only 12 seconds off the clock, and the Bears are already down by a score of 6-0. 2-point conversion attempt here. This is Lenz under center. Takes the snap. Same play, but he's not going to get in, so the score is going to remain 6-0. Let's see who gets off the bottom of the pile with the football. That was number 23, I think, that time. Andrew Martin was the ball carrier.
And Caleb Wiscombe with a good stop.
So the 2-point conversion, that could be big, stopping those 2-point conversions. The Bears offense can do some damage, get back in the game, and convert on a 2-point conversion. That can be big if neither team has a kicking game. And I don't know if Bear Lake will have an extra point kick or not. With the Wiscombe's leg on that kickoff, you never know.
I think they would.
Yeah. High school at these small schools like Bear Lake and North Fremont, these smaller schools, having a place kicker is a luxury. You don't always have one that can kick field goals and extra points. So we'll see. When and if Bear Lake gets a chance, we'll see if they put Wiscombe back there to kick the field goal. So the kicker will be number 23, Andrew Martin. Back deep will be Tafoya, number 5, Anderson, number 9, and Wiscombe, number 18, are the deep men back to receive this kick. And Dax Perkins is one of the up backs. Can't catch the numbers of the other two that are a little bit not quite as deep.
Peterson Wright's one of them.
Oh, Preston Wright is the middle guy, number 40 there?
Yep.
Okay. So Anderson, Wiscombe, and Tafoya, all pretty good runners back deep for the Bears. Martin set to kick off for North Fremont. This one's going to go short. It's going to be taken by, nope, it's going to go out of bounds. Wiscombe smartly lets it go. It goes out of bounds. So it will be Bear Lake football up at the 35-yard line, or Bear Lake can choose to make them re-kick. I think Bear Lake's just going to take the ball. They can move them back and make them re-kick, or they can take it at the 35. I think it looks like they're sending the offense. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like they're going to send the offense out there, place the ball at the 35-yard line. So Bears will have it 1st and 10 at their own 35, and see if they can get back in this game. After one play, 12 seconds is all that's gone off the clock so far in this game, and it's already 6-0 in favor of the North Fremont Huskies. So we're having some camera issues. If it zooms out randomly, it's not intentional. Hume back to pass, and it's a screen pass, and he just throws it away as his wide receiver Wright was being pressured from the start, and Hume just was getting rid of that one so he doesn't take the sack.
Yeah, they had 3 right up the middle real quick. He didn't have much time to scramble at all.
The snap was a little bit to his outside hand. He was able to come up with it and then get rid of it so he doesn't lose any yardage there.
Almost looked like a screen setup, but I think they were a little faster than what they were anticipating.
So Hume has, it looks like, is that right? Right, number 40 is the running back. 3 wide receivers at the far side, 1 to the near side. And this is a pitch to Wright, and he is tackled as he catches the ball for a 5-yard loss. Preston Wright takes the pitch, but for a 5-yard loss.
Preston Wright takes the pitch.
Did you catch the number of that tackler?
Yeah, that was Owen Reed filling up from the middle linebacker position.
So he takes the opening kickoff for a touchdown, and on the second play of the game, he makes a tackle 5 yards deep in the backfield. Wright looked like he had some room. If Reed doesn't make that tackle, I think Wright had plenty of room to run, but that was a great tackle. Hit him in the knees, wrapped up, gave you no place to go. And 3rd down and 15. So the Bears move in the wrong direction on the first possession. Here's the snap. Fake to Wiscombe. And Hume trips as he's rolling out. He'll lose 10 yards. Technically, is going to go down as a sack. He had Wright out in the flat. He had some room to run. If he doesn't stumble in the backfield, he may have had a chance to gain some yardage, but instead it's a loss of 10. So Bear Lake's first possession is one that they'd like to forget about pretty quickly as they lose 15 yards and will punt it away. On 4th and 24. So North Fremont goes 80 yards on their first possession for a touchdown. Bear Lake's first possession is a loss of 14 yards and a punt. Wiscombe is back to punt it away. Looks like Reed is back deep as well as number 2. And that's Marshall.
Travis.
And good high end-over-end kick. And Marshall muffs it but falls on it smartly.
Yeah.
Great kick. And that is first down and 10 back at their own 45. So great punt. It's from the original line of scrimmage, it only nets the Bear Lake Bears 20 yards, but it's nets them 34 yards from where the line of scrimmage was. So a great punt there by Wiscombe. Okay, so Bears lose 14 and then punt. North Fremont, they're only their second offensive play of the game, and they already have the 6-0 lead. They won 40-6 last weekend. Reed again on the handoff. This time he's not going to go nearly as far. He is going to go forward for a 3-yard gain. And it looks like the tackle's made out there by Gutierrez.
Preston Wright also in on that one.
So the linebackers come up and make the stop that time. Reed only gains 3 yards. So North Fremont is a very, very run-heavy team. They're not going to do a lot of passing. Great tackle in the backfield. Reed is brought down for a loss. That is Cutler Keach. Cutler Keach. And he brings him down for a 3-yard loss. And nice tackle there as he hit Reed. He drove the blocker right back into Reed.
Yeah, full-on power move right there. Just put him in his place.
So Cutler just moved in here into Bear Lake this year from Cokeville. His dad, Bodie, grew up here in Bear Lake. So definitely a Bear Laker at heart, and he makes a big tackle. 3rd down and 10 now. And it's a power run right up the middle, and it's going to be 4th down. He is going to gain, they're going to give him 7.
Looks like 7, yeah.
And the ball carrier on that one is number 23, Andrew Martin. And pretty much everybody wearing a blue uniform in on the tackle.
Yeah, middle linebacker started it, and everyone else came and finished it.
So 4th and 3, probably 4-down territory for the Huskies here, as they are across midfield into Bear Lake territory. And nope, looks like they are going to go into a punt formation. Punt formation. And Anderson back deep. And he does get the punt away. And Anderson's going to let it go. It's going to take a North Fremont bounce. Oh, it looked like it was going to go out of bounds, and it doesn't until the 4-yard line. Out of about the 10, it looked like it was going to. And instead, it goes out of bounds at the 4. So Bear Lake went backwards on their first possession. Don't have any room to go backwards on this possession.
No, not at all.
Great North Fremont bounce. It kicked it towards the sideline, which you want to do with your special teams and take away half the field from the return team. And it took a bounce instead of going out of bounds. It bounced right down the sideline and then finally rolled out at the 4. All right. So Jack Hume will be the quarterback. He'll be in the shotgun with Wiscombe and Wright, both in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. It is a run to Wiscombe, and he's not going anywhere. Wow. Who was that? Number 63.
Aaron Montano.
And what a tackle. He just jumped on his back, and Wiscombe wasn't going anywhere. Loses 2, so now it's 2nd down and 12 from the 1-yard line. So I guess technically a loss of 3 on that.
That's about as far back as we can go, though.
I was going to say, there's not many more yards to lose if you're the Bears here.
Yeah, they've got to get some positive, but so far the defensive front. And before the game, I asked the Bear Lake coaches what's going to be the key to the game, and they said physicality. And so far, North Fremont's been the more physical team, and Hume, lucky to get out of the end zone, does get out of the end zone, avoids the sack, gets to the 2, so technically a gain of 1. And that was just good running by Hume. He was hit about 3 yards deep in the end zone for the first time and was able to avoid the tackle. But the coaches, Bear Lake coaches were saying before the game, physicality will be the key. If we can match their physicality in the trenches, especially on the line, it'll go a long ways to winning this game. And so far, this first couple of defensive possessions for the North Fremont, the Huskies, and the Bears' offensive possessions, it's been North Fremont that's been more physical. So here we go, 3rd down and 12 from the 2. Man in motion is Wiscombe. Back to pass, and he gets it out to Tafoya in the flats. And no, that's Anderson. He breaks a tackle. He's out to the 20, 24, 25-yard line. So the quick hitting pass, and that was the other thing that Coach Reynolds told me was going to be the key, is execution on the quick hitters. And that quick hitter from the 2-yard line to the 25, a gain of 23 to Anderson. And Anderson did part of that himself. He was about the 5 or 6 yard line when he caught the ball, broke some tackles, gets out to the 25.
Good couple steals, too, to make that wide open, too, just to get it going.
And that is the first, you say, Phillips 66 first down of the game. Live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. And Wiscombe in motion out of the backfield. Handoff is to right up the middle. Oh, he had one man to beat. The great tackle. That wasn't on right. That was a tackler that made that tackle.
Owen Reed right there to fill it.
And if Reed doesn't make that tackle, there was a lot of space as Wright gets through the first line of pressure. He does gain 2, so it was a positive yards. But Reed, he's been all over the field. He made the 80-yard touchdown on the first play of the game for North Fremont, and right there he makes a big tackle. That could have been a big gainer for the Bears, as Wright had a lot of running room. Wright, the running back, is off the left hip of the quarterback, Hume. 2 wide receivers to either side. Anderson, the near receiver, he had that big 23-yard catch. Back to pass is Hume. He's got room. Now steps up in the pocket. He's going to, I think he's going to say he was sacked. He was down before he threw the pass. He tried to shovel it away just to get rid of it. Loss of 6 on the play.
By number 76. Correction, 77, Cameron Schulberg.
So the pass was incomplete, but they said he was down, so the goal was a sack. Loss on the play of 6 yards. And so that brings up 3rd down and 14. Bears have got to get out to the 35-yard line. Sam Swadden flies up here and hit his microphone.
Not used to this thing being here.
So Hume, in a passing situation, has 3 wide receivers to the far side. He's rolling to the near side. Fakes the pass. He does get away. It's caught by Broxton Birch. Birch is going to be near the first down. Great scramble the play. He's just a yard short. So from the 21-yard line out to the 34-yard line, a gain of 13. 4th and 1. Birch with a great run after the catch, just couldn't quite get to that first down marker.
Good scrambling by Hume.
Yeah.
Honestly, to get that pass off he juked out the one, and then really getting hit and getting that ball off was a good throw.
And that pickup of 13 is going to help the Bear Lake defense right here as Wiscombe is back to punt, which is probably the smart thing here. You don't want to turn the ball over inside your own 35. Good snap, good punt. And this time North Fremont's going to let it roll. And it takes a Bear Lake bounce down to the 30-yard line, right at the 30. So far, Caleb Wiscombe punting the ball has been a good result for the Bears. Down to the 30, that's a, 35, 36-yard net. Not bad. So first down and 10 at the 30. North Fremont, after a 80-yard touchdown on the first play of the game, gained 7 yards on their second possession. Here's their third possession. Handoff is to Reed. And he's going to be pushed back after a gain of 6 out to the 36-yard line. Broxton Birch coming up off the bottom of that pile, among others, was one of the first ones to hit Reed, but it was a gain of 6 on the play. Sam, you played some defense against this type of offense. How hard is it to know that where the ball's going but not necessarily be able to do anything about it?
I mean, these guys, you can obviously tell their line is very stout. They're fast, very, very fast. It's just trying to be in the right place at the right time, and with how fast they are, making sure you're getting in on a gang tackle, because there's a lot of North Fremont guys in the one spot that the ball's going. So
third down and 2, Reed with a gain of 2 on the play. This is my least favorite offense to call a game, because you know what's going. It's hard to see because they do try to mix things up, but you know pretty much it's going to be a run, and that doesn't mean you can stop it because they have so many ways to disguise it. Tyson Allman for the tackle, number 23. That's Andrew Martin on the carry. Gain of just 3 yards, but he only needed 2, so that's going to be another North Fremont first down. Actually, that's their first down of the game.
Yep. You
score an 80-yard touchdown in your first possession, and punt on the second possession. That's their first down. So Bears have had a first down. A Phillips 66U save first down, and now North Fremont has one in a 6-0 game here with a minute and a half left in this first quarter. Here's the snap. Give is to the first man through, which is Martin. He's only going to gain a couple. Is that? Oh, that's number 6 actually on the carry.
Correction, number 6 on the carry.
Beckett Sikatunga. I think is how they told us to pronounce the name. I think we got it wrong. No, the guys outside aren't laughing at us, so they must have been correct. Gain of 2 on the play. And great athlete. He played quite a bit in the JV game. Here's the pitch back to Martin. Great stop in the backfield by the Bears. That is number 2.
Dax Perkins.
Dax Perkins comes up, makes the hit, minus 3 yards. And Dax read that perfectly, filled the hole, was waiting for Martin as he tried to make his cut.
Yeah, he barely even caught the ball before he was leveled.
So third down and 11. A short 11, just barely behind the 30-yard line, but they get, the 40-yard line. They get out to the 50 for a first down. And so sophomore linebacker Perkins filling the hole. So here we go, third down and long. See if North Fremont airs it out. They're in passing formation, and it's going to be incomplete. He drops it as he went out of bounds. Anderson there in coverage. Ball's intended by Marshall. Brings up 4th and 11, punting situation. Yeah, I think he almost got his feet down there. I think he was focused so much on getting his feet down, he mishandled the ball. It would have been an amazing play for him to catch it and get his feet in bounds. He wasn't able to do that, and so punting situation again. And that's Martin, number 23. Andrew Martin back to punt. Caden Anderson will be the deep man for the Bears. Last time, Martin pinned the Bears back at the 4-yard line. Hopefully the Bears will get a little bit better field position this time. High, and there's a flag down the play. It's going to be a short punt, and it's going to take a Bear Lake bounce and go out of bounds. There is a flag. If it's offsides against Bear Lake, it's still not going to be enough for a first down, but I know that they would like to re-kick this because they only gained 15 yards on the punt as it hit and bounced backwards, went out of bounds at the 44. So from the 40 to the opposite 44, so 16 yards. If it's on North Fremont, the Bears are probably going to decline the penalty and take it if it's against. And the first quarter did end on the punt. We'll see what the penalty is here. The flag came in really early.
Early.
And right in the middle of the line.
So it was almost before he even got the kickoff.
And it's not in a spot where you'd normally see offsides.
It was from the back judge, too, so I'm not sure what he was seeing.
And they are going to have a conference. The officials are still discussing. That was usually I can tell by where the flag is what the penalty might be, but that's By who threw the flag, when, and the timing and the location of the flag, but no clue. It wasn't in a place where you're going to see offsides or holding or something obvious like that. Personal foul on Bear Lake. That's big.
Personal foul on Bear Lake.
So because that was prior to the kick, that would probably be a 15-yard penalty against the Bears. North Fremont keep the ball, if that's the case. If they rule that it was after possession, then it's still Bear Lake ball and just a 15-yard penalty. So we'll have to see. They're marking it off from the previous spot. So I think North Fremont's going to keep the football.
It looks like it. Looks like the chain gang's about ready to move too.
So costly penalty. Bears would have been in business after making the big stop, and I'm not sure. Do you know what I think it was? You're not allowed to touch the center.
That would make sense.
You're not allowed to touch the center, the deep snapper on a punt, and that had to have been what it was.
That would have been the judge on it too.
Yep. So I'm guessing that's the penalty. We'll try to clarify that. So 1 untimed down because you can't end a quarter on a defensive penalty. And they don't have the chain. They haven't moved the chain gang correctly yet. Okay, so we did get a clarification from the coaches. Well, that's what happened is we did make contact with the center, and that's a personal foul. You can't do that. They protect the deep snapper. So they are going to say that's the end of the first quarter. We'll be back with the second quarter after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Flying S Title and Escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears. And by KVSI The Wave, the Bear Lake Valley's hit music station on 105.3 FM.
Nice job, Martin. Looking good. Oh, it's the funny car guy.
Hey, you got Napa know-how too, huh? Yep.
Well, Martin does go 200 miles an hour.
Ron breaks 300 in 4 seconds.
Yeah, in a straight line. That's real hard.
You drive in a circle.
You don't even steer.
Look at me.
Hey, you
I
two.
turn left.
Don't make me go get my can.
Your can's old.
Quiet! Matlock's on!
That's Daryl's can.
Boogity, boogity!
Getting ready for the second quarter, Bear Lake Bears and the North Fremont Huskies in a tight game, 6-0. The penalty just before the end of the first quarter. In fact, on the final play of the first quarter was a big one. That personal foul. Bears would have had the ball close to midfield. Instead, North Fremont has the ball in Bear Lake territory just across midfield at the 47. So that penalty was costly. North Fremont keeps the ball. Essentially almost goes as a turnover. And Martin, the ball carrier, he is going to go forward for 2, make it 3. So they were at the 48, and he goes to the 45. And Martin's slow to get up. Oh, that's not Martin. That's one of his linemen.
Yeah, it is. He was taken down with him in the middle with Jace Farmer with that tackle from behind.
That was big number 63, Aaron Montano, the lineman. He looks like he's okay, so hopefully he is. We never want to see anybody get hurt in these games. Martin, the deep back again. And here's the pitch to Martin. He turns it up the middle. He was headed to the outside. The Bears turned him up. He is going to gain 5 down to the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Tyson Allman with that tackle.
Dax Perkins also in on the tackle there. The linebackers have been busy.
They have.
With this offense, you almost want your linemen just to get the blockers out of the way, so the linebackers and the safeties can come up and fill and make the tackles, because the linemen probably aren't going to make a whole lot of tackles just because of the way they design their offense. Here's the snap. Oh, on 3rd and 2, and they get a pre-snap penalty. It's going to be offsides against Bear Lake, 5 yards. And so that'll be a 1st down via penalty. So there's 20 yards of penalties and 2 first downs on this possession, courtesy of the penalty, and that'll move the ball right to the 35, 1st and 10 for the Huskies at the Bear Lake 35-yard line now. And most of the defensive line moved on that one, just went with the hard count.
Yeah, they did.
That's Ruger Lenz is the quarterback, and he did a good job of going with the hard count. The Huskies held still. The Bear Lake defensive line jumps off sides. So Lenz is going to give it to Martin. He's just going to follow his blockers right up the middle. Gain of about 6. Make it maybe even, no, they're going to say 6. Just inside the 30-yard line to the 29.
Carried by 23, Andrew Martin.
So Jace Farmer on the tackle there for Bear Lake. Big number 77 out there for the Bear Lake defense. And the jerseys for Bear Lake are kind of deceiving. There's 2 stripes on the shoulders, so if you look at just shoulder pads, it looks like everybody's wearing number 11. Jace Farmer with a nice tackle, no gain. Just took Martin and threw him down hard. Martin very slow to get up. In fact, he's not getting up. And now he does. Again, hope he's okay. That was a powerful tackle by Farmer. He just grabbed a hold of him and chucked him to the ground. Timeout taken by the Huskies. It'll be 3rd down and 4 when we come back. We'll take a break here on the SVI Sports Network.
Go here, go there, go anywhere with Phillips 66.
Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure.
Here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, we have the honor of having a great radiology team. They've been recognized at the state level of being the best in their field. In our radiology department, we are able to provide MRIs, CT scans, X-rays, mammograms, ultrasound, echocardiograms, nuclear medicine, and DEXA scans.
North Fremont coming to the line, and there's going to be a pre-snap penalty. They broke the huddle with 12 players, illegal substitution. That's a tough penalty coming out of a timeout. A lot of teams don't even huddle after a timeout to avoid that. You can't break the huddle with 12 guys. They did, and so pre-snap penalty. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 becomes 3rd and 9.
5-yard penalty remains 3rd down.
Penalties have been pretty crucial tonight.
Yeah, on this drive. If this ends their drive, it'll be revenge for the 2 penalties that gave them, that continued their drive. They got 2 first downs via penalty. Now they put themselves back in a tougher position. Lenz in shotgun. He makes the pitch, and he falls to the ground. In fact, Reed hadn't fallen to the ground until Wiscombe came up and made sure he did. He was trying to get up, but that's going to be a big loss, back to the 40, loss of 5.
Kind of made me nervous when he ran back there. I was like, oh, he's going to hit him, but then you watch him, he was sitting there doing a plank.
Yeah, they did not blow the whistle till after Wiscombe. He just put his hands in his back and pushed him down.
Yeah.
And that was a good play. I think it was Birch from his defensive end position came and hit the quarterback and forced the pitch. And Reed wasn't able to keep his feet, stumbles, and ends up losing yardage. So what would have been 3rd and 4 because of a penalty and then a loss is 4th and 15. And for a team that doesn't throw a lot, this is a throwing situation, you'd think. Lenz is back to pass. He's being chased out of the pocket. He's not going to get the first down. He's going to be tackled by Wiscombe in pursuit the entire play, forcing the action.
Dax Perkins.
Great play by Dax. Cutler, Keach, and Caleb Wiscombe forced him out of bounds. Bears forced the turnover on downs. He needed 14. He gained about 5.
I love not seeing the quarterback have time to make a play out of anything because he's a good quarterback. It's good to see him get pushed out of the pocket that quick. So good job on Dax's part, making him scramble.
So the Bears gave up one big play.
Yep.
The first play of the game went 80 yards for a touchdown. Since then, the defense has really buckled down, forced a couple of punts and turnover on downs right there. And let's see if the offense can get things going. 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. And it's going to be
a keeper by Hume.
Quarterback keeper. Look like, would you say that was designed, quarterback keeper?
I think it was a read option more.
So he had an RPO, run pass option there. He picks up 2 on the quarterback keeper. 2nd down and 8. So Bears with the ball just across the 35, call it the 36. It'll be 2nd down and 8. The down marker over there looks like they took over officially on the 34. Wiscombe and Wright in the backfield, the senior and the sophomore, with the junior quarterback Hume. He's got 2 wideouts to either side, gives it to Wright. Wright gets to the outside, turns the corner, and he's going to get positive yardage. It looks like he's out to the 39-yard line. So a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 5. Looked like he might have had a bigger hold than that and been able to pick up a few more yards, but a good tackle there over on the sideline. Good pursuit. The entire, probably 18 of the 22 players on the field were all headed the same direction on that play. Wright, the lone running back this time. Birch and Anderson, the near receivers. Wiscombe and Tafoya on the far side. Hume back to pass. Now he's going to step up in the middle. He's got some room to run. He's got one man to beat. He's got him beat to the 45, 50, and out of bounds inside North Fremont territory to the 47-yard line. Pick up of, 18 yards on the play? From the 39 to the, 14 yards on the play. From the 39 to the 47. Pick up 14, and that's another Phillips 66U save, 1st down. He did that one with his feet.
Yes, he did. I was very glad to see him get out past Owen Reed. He was hot on his chase.
Yeah, he made Owen Reed miss in what would have been a positive game, but probably would have been a punting situation. Made him miss and got out of bounds inside of Husky territory. Hume going to hand off to Wiscombe. Wiscombe going to bounce it to the outside. He's inside the 40, 35, down to the 30. A nice gain of 17 yards by Caleb Wiscombe. Nice read in the backfield.
Awesome.
Made a jump cut to his right, and that's another Phillips 66U save, 1st down. Bears moving the ball.
Yet again, Reed there. He's everywhere tonight.
Yeah, Owen Reed, what a crucial player so far for the Huskies.
Well, he caught him from the back. I thought he was gone.
Yeah, Wiscombe when he gets in the open field is actually got quite a bit of speed. Right, the only running back off the right hip of the quarterback Hume, 2 wide receivers to either side, back to pass. No, it's a delay handoff to Wright, and a great tackle there. That is Beckett.
You got that one.
Sikatonga. And if I'm saying his name wrong, I am really sorry. But Sikatonga is the best I can do. And that was Preston Wright for a loss of 4 on the play.
Loss of 4, 2nd down.
North Fremont's going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
This is live coverage of local high school sports on SVI Media and the SVI Sports Network.
According to the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard, it is 6-0 North Fremont. The Bears on the move inside North Fremont territory. Looking at the 2nd down and 14, so they're behind the chains, but at the North Fremont 34-yard line after a couple big runs by Wiscombe and Hume. Second down now and 14. Hume, the quarterback, he's got right off. It's actually Wiscombe in the backfield, and that's a lateral. That's a fumble. Oh, wow. Bear Lake dodged a bullet there. Wow. Whew. That could have easily been called a fumble, and it would have been a scoop and score.
I think if the pass wasn't tipped at the line of scrimmage there, it would have been a backward pass. It was tipped so fast that it was hard to tell, but definitely if he doesn't touch that ball, it's going the other way.
Yeah, Wynn knocked it down, but at the same time, if he doesn't touch that ball, Wiscombe had the outside and was probably going for a pretty decent gain because he was outside of Wynn, and Wynn would have had to run him down from behind. 3 wide receivers, including Wiscombe now to the far side. Anderson all alone on the near side. Back to pass is Hume. He's being flushed out of the pocket, and now he gets it across. It's complete. Oh, no, incomplete. Birch, I thought he had it on the second grasp. He had it. He lost it. I thought he picked it up again. It falls incomplete, 4th and 14. So 2 straight incomplete passes after a 4-yard loss. Now it's 4th down and 14 at the 34. Probably not room to punt because if it goes in the end zone, you only gain 14 yards on the punt.
Yeah.
So it's most likely, and Hume is staying in there, so it's going to be an offensive play. The Bears need 14 yards. Any positive moves the ball, but the Bears obviously would love to pick up the first down. So Hume, most likely in a passing situation, drops back. He's looking. He gets it away. He's going deep. He's got a man there. Oh, just about 6 inches too far.
Caden Anderson right through the very tips of his fingers. He about had it.
If Anderson was 2 inches longer reach, that's a touchdown. Hume had to kind of rush the pass as he was getting hit.
Yeah, I was going to say, all things considered there, Jared, that was a great throw from Jack Hume.
He almost jumped into him.
Yeah, in the face of pressure and everything. Got that off with a defender in his chest. So
yeah,
just the throw alone was good. It's just a little bit too far.
If he would have had time to step into that throw instead of having to lob it up, it's probably 6 points. Great play. I agree. All things considered, great play by Hume just to get it away and give Anderson a chance. And Anderson gave it all he could. Just couldn't quite. And he had two or three steps on his man.
Yeah, he did.
And the ball went through his hands inside the 5, so it would have been an easy touchdown if he comes down with it. 1st and 10, North Fremont. They have turned it over on downs and punted their last 2 possessions. Lenz in shotgun, gives it to Reed. Reed makes a couple men miss, and he's going to pick up 11 yards. Started at the 34. He'll get out to the 40. They're going to mark it right at the 45. 11-yard gain by Reed.
Yep, Caleb Wiscombe with that tackle.
That was reminiscent of the first play of the game, but that time he didn't get past the second line of defense. Once he got into the linebacker core, they were able to make the tackle this time. So 1st down and 10 at the 45. North Fremont in the lead with 4:45 left to play on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard here in the first half. Reed takes the handoff. Alleman makes the tackle.
Caleb Wiscombe helping on the top end on that one.
Gain of just about 5.5, call it 6. So gain of 6. Reed has been the go-to guy. He's got almost every yard, every positive yard on the game. Lenz has had a couple carries, and Martin's had a couple carries, but I would say 90. I'm not keeping the stats as good as I usually do. Lisa's not here, as you can tell. She's out at the radio station tonight. So individual stats I'm not going to have, but Reed has been the workhorse for sure. He's the deep back again. Lenz under center. He fumbles the snap. Bear Lake's got it. The Bear Lake Bears get it. Snap is fumbled. Jace Farmer on the recovery. Jace Farmer's had a great game to this point, and he just gets the fumble recovery right at midfield. That's a big play. Lenz did not come away with the football, and big Jace Farmer falls on it. Bear Lake football. That was a big play right there. With 3:59 left on the clock, Bears take over with the ball right at midfield. Lenz just didn't come away with the ball. I don't know if it was the snap or the quarterback. You never know for sure on those plays, but you could tell immediately he didn't have it. He looked down, and Jace Farmer was right there, scooped it up, laid on top of it for the recovery. So the Bears back in business Hume has got Wiscombe behind him right off his left hip. Wide receiver to either side. And gives it to Wiscombe. Wiscombe breaks through the line, gets to the second level. He's going to gain 5 right to the 45.
Caleb Wiscombe on the carry, brought down by 23, Andrew Martin.
So Martin with another tackle. But Wiscombe, he makes a jump cut quite often. He's got a great jump cut to him.
He does, and he keeps his feet moving the whole time. I love to see that.
So 5-yard gain, second down and 5. Couple first downs, and then a score would go a long ways here. Bears would love to score just before halftime, go into halftime either tied or if they convert on the 2-point conversion in the lead. So Wiscombe and Wright both in the backfield, this time off of either hip. Back to pass is Hume. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to get sacked. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And they're going to say actually a loss on the play. I forgot that was 2nd and 5. Now it's 3rd and 8. It's a loss of 3. It's technically a sack. It's a loss of 3. Ball's at the 48-yard line. Passing situation most likely, but you have to think on this side of midfield with the clock under 3 minutes, the Bears, this is probably a 4-down territory. The Bears would like to get at least 4 or 5, get halfway there, but this is probably 4-down territory.
Absolutely, you got to go for it.
Anderson all alone on the near side, Ewing on the far side, and running back there, it's number 20. That's Tyson Alleman in the backfield. Hume back to pass, and he's going to get away to Birch. Birch with the catch down the sideline. He goes out of bounds. And let's see where they mark him, right at the 29-yard line. So from the 48 to the 29, pickup of 19. Brox Birch kind of playing a slot / tight end position. He split out more in the slot, but he can block like a tight end. Big body out there, great target. Good hands on that play. Takes the ball clear down to the 29-yard line. That's good for another Phillips 66 U-Save first down. Phillips 66, live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. So Hume has got Wiscombe in the backfield with him. And actually Alleman, the pitch is to Alleman. He's going to cut up and make something out of nothing, but then there is a flag in the backfield.
Pitch to Alleman, brought down.
2-yard gain is holding against Bear Lake, so the 2-yard gain is going to be negated. It's going to be a loss on the play. There's a Bear Lake player that has yet to get up, so we're going to have timeout on the field for an injury. We'll take it real quick. We'll be right back here on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign papers and they leave and they're happy to get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Hospital out there, and Dr. the head coach is conveniently a doctor as well. Dr. Houston Reynolds is the head coach, and the Bear Lake coaching staff is out there, and they're looking at his lower extremity. Again, hate to speculate what the injury is, but we got a Bear Lake player injured. It's going to be a while, so Nate, let's take another break, and we'll be back right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
I'm Ben Olson. I'm an orthopedic surgeon and just joined Bear Lake Memorial. I'm originally from here in Bear Lake, graduated in 1997, went to undergrad in Pocatello at Idaho State, went to med school in Missouri, residency in Ohio, practiced in Northeastern Oregon for the last 11 years. I'm excited to come back home. You kind of grow up doing a lot of outdoor stuff like hiking and hunting and fishing, and that's kind of what we would do as a family. Now, as your kids get older, your life is focused around them, so then you chase them around with all their sporting activities, and that's been a lot of fun. Probably the thing I love the most is taking somebody that can't find relief and offering them a surgical alternative and seeing the change that can happen. My goal for my patients is to earn your trust and take you through that journey and offer them some relief from what they're suffering from.
Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. They assist in the skilled nursing facility, the manor, the home health, along with helping out with both preoperative and postoperative. Make sure that you have the best outcome with your surgery and your way of life going forward.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Flying S Title and Escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears. And by KVSI The Wave, the Bear Lake Valley's hit music station on 105.3 FM.
Nice job, Martin. Looking good. Oh, it's the funny car guy.
Hey, you got Napa know-how too, huh? Yep.
Well, Martin does go 200 miles an hour.
Ron breaks 300 in 4 seconds.
Yeah, in a straight line. That's real hard.
You drive in a circle.
You don't even steer.
Look at me.
Hey, you
I
two.
turn left.
Don't make me go get my can.
Your can's old. Quiet! Matlock's on!
That's Daryl's can.
Boogity, boogity!
Go here, go there, go anywhere with Phillips 66.
Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure.
This is Bear Lake football on SVI 4 and The Wave, all part of the SVI Sports Network.
So the injured Bear Lake Bear is Peyton Bruce. We were able to get that confirmation. It's a lower leg injury. I'm not 100% sure. By the reaction of the North Fremont Huskies that were standing there at the time, as soon as it happened, and the officials that were right on the scene, it was fairly obvious that it was whatever it was dramatic and quick because they didn't even hesitate to call for the ambulance, which they've got him on a gurney now, and they're getting him in the going to get the ambulance out there on the field and get him taken care of. You hate to see an injury that requires an ambulance in football. Sadly, it is part of the game, but you hate to see it no matter who it is, especially game one of the season. And he's a senior and one of the captains, and sadly, that's probably the end of his football career in less than half of the first game of the season. So they've got the ambulance out there. We'll take one more 30-second break, and we'll be back hopefully with football in the last 2:13 of the first half right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, we have the honor of having a great radiology team. They've been recognized at the state level of being the best in their field. In our radiology department, we are able to provide MRIs, CT scans, X-rays, mammograms, ultrasound, echocardiograms, nuclear medicine, and DEXA scans.
Live on the SVI Sports Network.
Kate Bruce, in the ambulance, his football career sadly ends. He, one of the seniors, one of the team captains, one of the starting offensive linemen, defensive linemen for the Bear Lake Bears, and don't like to see that first game of the season.
No, not at all.
So Bears offense will be coming back when we get back to live action here. I believe it's third down. We just had a holding penalty. We gained 19, so it'll be a holding penalty. It'll be second down, first and repeat first down. So it'll be first down and 20, I believe, when we get back to it. First down and 20 from the, well, we'll see. I don't even remember what yard line the Bears are on as the ambulance is pulling off the field. The Bears will have the ball at the 39-yard line, so it'll be first down and 20 back at their own 39. 2:13 left to play here in the first half. So first and 10. That's first and 20.
First and 20.
Got to get my brain back into football. You hate to see Peyton's a good kid. I've known him for several years. Coached his older sister, great parents, very supportive. You hate to see him have to leave the field that way tonight. So Jack Hume, the quarterback, going to bring the play in. First and 20, 2:13 left to go, 2:12, sorry, left to go in the first half. The Bears would love to punch this one in, tie this one up, or even maybe take the lead if they get the two-point conversion. Ewing and Wiscombe, the near side receivers. Looks like Anderson and Birch on the far side. Running back is Alleman. Back to throw is Hume. Gets it away down the middle, and it's intercepted over the hands of the intended receiver, Anderson. And that's going to be picked off.
Benny tore those.
And returned to the 31-yard line. Anderson was there. He found a soft spot in the zone. And Hume's ball was just
a little high.
Yeah.
Yep.
He made the right read. He made the right throw, just threw it too high. And it goes as an interception. So the Bears had a drive going. They had picked up big yardage. They were down to the 29-yard line. They were looking at first and 10. A holding penalty and an INT ends the Bear Lake threat. So after forcing the fumble from the Huskies, the Bears turn it right back over to them. The Huskies now have 2:01 left till halftime. They got 70 yards to go. Let's see what they do. Reed, the deep back, Lenz under center. Here's the give to Reed, and he's not going to go very far. Gain of 4. Wiscombe makes the tackle. Gain of 4, so second down and 6. Clock ticking. That's one thing about this North Fremont offense. They burn a lot of clock. Except for the first play of the game. They burn 12 seconds on their touchdown. But other than that, they burn a lot of clock. So there's already down to 1:30. 30 seconds off the clock and only 4-yard gain. Lenz and Reed has to jump his own lineman. Gains 1.
Broxton Birch on the tackle, as well as
Jace Farmer
again.
So gain of 1. He had to jump his own guy because Farmer pushed his offensive lineman back into the backfield. Reed had to jump him, so he never could get any momentum. Great play. Jace Farmer having himself a game. I was teasing him earlier today, and he said, you wait. You watch me play tonight. And so far, he has got a fumble recovery, a couple of big tackles. And we're under a minute. I think North Fremont is content to go into halftime with this 6-0 lead because they've had the ball for 1 minute and 15 seconds, and they've run 2 plays, and it's 3rd down and 5. Lenz under center, 3 running backs in the backfield, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper, and he is going to pick up the first down and more, and he's down the sideline, and he's going to be forced out of bounds. Finally.
Caden Anderson getting in front of it finally.
But clear down inside the 35 down to the 30. Oh, we're going to mark it right at the 35. Huskies first down, and that one went from 135 to the other 35, so gain of 30 on 3rd down and 5. Now, all that time you took off the clock, they did a minute and 32 seconds off the clock to run those 3 plays. Now they only have 29 seconds left. They've already burned 1 timeout in the half. So they're going to have to move quick. It's the same formation again. See if they run the same play. They're going to just to the opposite direction. This time, better pursuit by the Bears, and they're going to Anderson and Hume in on the tackle. Timeout taken. And there's a flag. Holding. So that's a huge play. Great play by the Bears to break that one up, especially after it worked so well on the last play.
Yeah.
But holding penalty as well. So North Fremont, after a big 30-yard gain, they decided to do what the Bears did. Bears had that big 19-yard gain, then went backwards with a holding penalty. The Huskies have a 30-yard gain. And what makes that worse is the clock's running. That may be the last play of the half because I don't know if North Fremont knows the clock's running. And there's only 10 seconds left as they come to the line. And they're not going to get the playoff. 3, 2, timeout, just in time. Like just in time. I don't think the North Fremont coaches knew that the clock was ticking. The players definitely didn't. So I think they're going to put like 1 second back on the clock. 3 seconds. 3 seconds back on the clock. It's definitely a Hail Mary. So if you're the Bear Lake Bears, if you're the lineman, you pin your ears back and you rush the quarterback. If you're the safeties and corners, you get deep. Nobody deeper than you, so they don't get into the end zone. And that was a great play there by the Bears to force that, to force the hold and the penalty and move them backwards. And so the Bears have a chance to hold and go into halftime only down 6-0. Pick six. Can I call it now?
Let's do it.
That's a play call. If you're the defensive coaches right now, your play call, pick six.
You shouldn't have said that. You can't say that with 3 seconds left in the half.
No, I'm calling
You have been out of this for too long.
I'm manifesting. I'm manifesting.
Yeah,
right
that
here.
works so well when the old announcers curse. A tail as long as time.
So Lenz will be in shotgun. He'll have Martin in the backfield with him. They put 3 wide receivers to this near side. So this is a different formation than they came out of the huddle with. Lenz is going to be back to pass. He's going to go deep, and it's nobody even close. Reed was the intended receiver, overthrew him by like 3 or 4 steps on 11.5. And the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard has been the same since the 12-second mark of the first quarter. 12 seconds into the game was the first score of the game. Nothing's happened since then on the scoreboard. We'll come back and recap the first half right after this 2-minute break here on the SVI Sports Network.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
This is Bear Lake Football on SVI 4 and The Wave, all part of the SVI Sports Network.
All right, back here at halftime, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard shows the North Fremont Huskies up by a score of 6-0. It's one play. Sam, just say what you said during the break.
If we could, well, it comes down to one play, like you said, Jared, but if we could keep Owen Reed under wraps, that kid has been everywhere tonight. If obviously the big 80-yard run in the first 12 seconds of the game, but also defensively, that dude is everywhere. And he's very hard to contain. He's very shifty, very fast, pretty strong, obviously. He's making a lot of very, very big tackles. So
yeah, he's been on. You said it perfectly. Both sides of the ball, he's been their go-to guy. So let's just recap the stats from the first half. I don't have anything official as far as individual stats, but the first drive of the game, one play, 80 yards to Reed for a touchdown. For North Fremont, they went up 6-0. Bears -14 on their first drive and a punt. On the ensuing possession for North Fremont, they only gained 7 yards, and they punted themselves. Back to Bear Lake. Bear Lake this time got the offense moving a little bit, gained 30 yards, and punted. North Fremont takes the ball back, moves 30 yards, and turned it over on downs. That was a long drive. They picked up a first down via a penalty for the they went to punt, and a unsportsmanlike personal foul penalty because you can't touch the long snapper, and the Bears did. That gave them a first down, but then the Bears buckled down, forced a couple of penalties and turnover and some negative yardage, and a turnover on downs after they gained 30 yards on that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 play drive, only gained 30 yards. And that was a turnover on downs. Bears got it back, gained 32 yards themselves, but after a couple of incomplete passes after a sack, they turned it over on downs. North Fremont gets the ball back, gains 17 yards, and fumbles right at midfield. Bears took that drive after gaining a bunch of yards on a big catch and run by Brox Birch. They gained 19, holding penalty and interception, and turn it right back over after a gain of technically 1 yard on the drive with the holding penalty and everything, 1 yard, and then to the turnover with the interception. And that was just, he made the right read. He just got a little bit too much air underneath it. It sailed over Anderson's hands into the waiting hands of the defender. And then North Fremont got the ball back after that interception, had 2 minutes going into halftime. They had a big 30-yard run, but then a holding penalty and an incomplete pass. They gained 25 yards total on the drive, but it all for nothing because just a turnover, just an end of the half. And the only other thing of note in the half was Peyton Bruce going down with the injury. That took about 10, 15 minutes of time to get the ambulance out there and get him out. Hopefully he'll be okay. Based on the reaction of everybody on the field, I'm going to say probably season ending, but hopefully he'll he'll be able to recover fully from that, and we wish him well. So
yeah, absolutely. You never want to see that on the field, Jared. Quick and speedy recovery to that young man, and hopefully we'll eventually see him back on the field. Just being positive, you know.
So what are your takeaways from the first half? Nate, we'll go to you, and then Sam, you've already kind of given one with Contain Reed. Come up with something from the Bear Lake side of things. Nate, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely, Jared. I think if I'm Coach Reynolds heading into the halftime locker room, I mean, you have contained this North Fremont team to only 6 points, and if we're being completely honest, that's one big play at the very beginning of the game. So if we're looking at execution, I mean, that's 24 minutes of pretty flawless football. One mistake, just so happened to be on the first play of the game. But since then, defensively, you've got to be happy with what you've seen. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, I know there's some work to be done, but we've seen steps in that direction. I mean, Jack Hume to Anderson down here looked like it could have been a touchdown, just a little bit of an overthrow. I mean, you're 6 inches away from having a tie football game headed into this halftime. Even better, I mean, if they convert the 2-point conversion, they're in the lead. And we're not talking about a slouch of a team here. This North Fremont team, like we talked about in pregame, taking down South Fremont by a final score of 40-6. Now, I know South Fremont's not like Sugar Salem football-wise. I mean, they're not world beaters, but that's still a team that Bear Lake will see at some point during their season.
We play them in a couple weeks.
Exactly. So, I mean, if this is any comparison, Bear Lake taking care of business on the defensive end, I hope to see the offense wake up, and I only think it's going to take a couple of big plays. We've seen a lot of progress. This team's starting to move the ball. I really like what I've seen so far in the first half. Defensively, hopefully we can pick it up on the offensive side.
Yeah, one big play. That's all it takes. And you talk South Fremont. South Fremont comes to Bear Lake. It's in a few weeks. It's in October, Friday, October 3rd. The South Fremont Huskies. No, North Fremont Huskies are here today. The South Fremont Cougars.
You did this a lot because it's easy to get those two mixed up. I mean, they're right next to each other practically. Yeah. Once you get up there, it's all the same. St. Anthony, Ashton.
Different sizes of schools, 4A for South Fremont, 3A for North Fremont. But, yeah. And very different colors, red compared to purple, but there you go. All right, Sam, what's your first half takeaways besides Reed? That was a great one.
Offensively, I mean, Hume has done a very good job of scrambling. I mean, I will give shout out to North Fremont's line. They are fast and strong. They are putting pressure on Hume every single time. So I'm hoping to see our line step up a little bit. As far as keeping them contained, give Hume a little more time, but also at the same time, keep our defense rolling strong. Shout out to Jace Farmer. That dude has been lighting the field up tonight. He's been on some very crucial plays that are, I mean, really been some pretty big game changers.
Yeah, Dax Perkins has had a couple big plays. Caleb Wiscombe has had some big plays on both sides. Caden Anderson has had some good big plays on the defensive side.
Everybody's contributing well.
Yeah, you take away the first play of the game, which is just a broken play defensively, and the total yardage in the game, 79 for North Fremont, 49 for Bear Lake. Obviously, 80 yards on the first play. You can't take it away because it was a touchdown, so they have the lead 159-49, but it's not nearly that lopsided.
No.
I'll tell you what I didn't expect tonight, and that was a defensive battle, and that's what we've seen.
You love to see it, though.
It's been fun football.
It has.
There's been some excitement, some big plays both ways. But 6-0 on the scoreboard.
Some big hits. That's what I like to see.
Okay, let's talk college sports because Nate and I always like to argue about this.
It's been a while, Jared. It's been a while. Let me tell you, I haven't had enough time to make fun of you recently. So
we'll just talk about the 5 local teams. 2 of them have already played. So start with the Wyoming Cowboys. They won 10-0.
That was the most boring football game I've ever watched my entire. I mean, I would rather watch corn grow than watch that game again. That is like 4 hours of my life that I will never get back.
So my question is, why'd you watch it then?
Well, anyway, it was like a car crash. You can't look away after a certain point. It's 3-0 with 6 minutes in the fourth. What can I do? I can't stop watching.
It was 10-0 final score, wasn't it?
Yeah, they scored a touchdown and 10 points, and that game's basically 50. So,
which is more points than the other team that's already played this week, Boise State.
That was a shellacking.
I feel bad. When they're not playing my BYU Cougars, I kind of like to cheer for Boise State, but wow, nationally ranked coming into the season. They went to the college football playoff last year. They were coming into the season by far the favorite to be the non-Power 4 representative in the college football playoff again this year, and that's not dead completely for him, but what a setback. USF took it to him 32-6.
Yeah, it was 34-7.
34-7.
It was not a pretty game from start to finish for the Boise State Broncos. I think if you're Coach Spencer Danielson, how do you lead your team after that? Like, it's tough questions that are going to have to be asked, and they got their work cut out for them down there. It wasn't a pretty game on either side of the ball. The thing about Boise State football is win or lose, they're typically competitive. So to lose a game by that margin, that's a tough loss to start your season.
Ashton Genty was apparently a little bit better than we all think with what he was able to do. I mean, I thought he was great. He was.
Yeah, we all could have told you that last year. But
yeah, in my opinion, he should have been a bigger contender for the Heisman than he was. Just a great player for the Boise State Broncos last year, and it shows that they're missing him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their offense just couldn't get things going. They led 7-0 after the end of the first quarter, and that was it. They lost the game. They went on to give up 34 unanswered. So that brings us to tomorrow, the first game on the slate that we're going to talk about. And I can't remember the kickoff time. I have it here somewhere if I could find it, but we won't worry about it too much. Utah and UCLA, that's a big one to start the season. Former Pac-12 conference mates, now UCLA in the Big Ten, and obviously Utah moving over to the Big 12. That's a big game to start the season for the Utah Utes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anytime you can kick off your season with an opponent like UCLA, that's going to be a tough battle, and it's a great way to start the season. In a world of 59-3, which is week one typically, when you've got like a powerhouse like Alabama playing Northern Western Technical College of Ohio.
There is a big one we'll talk about here in a minute, the out of the locals. But yeah, I agree. This is one of the few competitive matchups in week one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I'd take Utah in this game. That's kind of a homer pick, but I think it could go either way. I think that's kind of a toss-up game, and whatever team gets hot at the end should be able to take that one.
Yeah, I think Jared's opposite of that one.
Well, Jared's always
I'm always going to pick against the Utah, but I do think it's a close game. I think the computers like Utah in this one, but in a close game, and it could go either way. I hate to ever say anything positive about the Utes, but it would be good for them to win. For the conference, for the Big 12 conference, it would be a big win for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your Utah State Aggies, you'll be there tomorrow. They host UTEP, the Miners, at 5 o'clock or 5:30.
5:30.
5:30 kickoff down there in Logan from Maverick Stadium. Bronco Mendenhall era in Logan about to begin. What's your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I've done a little bit of research. I've had nothing but time to look forward to football season for the past 6 months. So
hey, you're getting married, and by the way, congratulations.
Yeah,
on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But
and to your lovely fiance, if she's listening, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, I don't think she's listening. Unfortunately, she's not listening because you're on the mic, Jared. That's the reason. I told her to stay as far away from this broadcast as possible. No, but in all seriousness, Utah State and UTEP tomorrow should be a good matchup. I like Bryson Barnes. I'm a huge fan of him. Excited to watch him play.
Yeah, former pig farmer, as they call him. He played for the University of Utah as their backup last year. And I'm not saying pig farmer as an insult. That's kind of his nickname, and I think he's embracing it.
Yeah, and I know a little bit about the UTEP quarterback, Malachi Nelson, former Boise State quarterback, transferred. He's gone from USC to Boise State to now UTEP. So this guy has potential. I'm really excited to see what he has to offer. I actually think this game's going to be a little bit closer than you would think. I'm going to take Utah State, obviously, but I still think UTEP's a good team this year.
It could be a fun one for you down in Logan, so enjoy that game. I'll be at the other game we have left to preview. That's the BYU Portland State.
Ooh.
And there's not much to preview. BYU favored by 45. Portland State lost to Tarleton State last week, 42-0. I've never heard of Tarleton State. I didn't know they existed till I saw that score.
I know Tarl Vickers.
Yeah, so honestly,
that's the closest thing.
BYU's favored by 45, and if it's closer than that, it'll be because BYU decides not to run up the score.
Well, here's the thing, right? BYU has a few question marks going into the season, the main one being the quarterback position. Bear Bachmeier being their starter. Haven't seen a lot of action out of him, but I don't think it matters.
Freshman.
You could throw me out there at quarterback with BYU around me, and I would feel pretty confident against Portland State.
So
I think that should be an easy win for BYU.
All right, one more game to talk about quickly before kickoff. Normally, you made the great point. Normally, preseason, for early season, it's going to be a game much like what BYU probably plays tomorrow, 45, 50-point wins for the Power 4 teams. But Ohio State and Texas.
That's a big game.
1 versus 2 in a lot of people's minds. And you can decide which one's 1, which one's 2. But I think a lot of people have those as 1 and 2 in the nation this year. And they're going to meet in week 1. It's in Ohio, and for that reason, I'll go with the Buckeyes, but I like Sark. And they got a Manning at quarterback, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Arch.
You got Arch Manning as your quarterback. You've got Steve Sarkisian, former BYU Cougar, as your coach. So I think that there's a lot going for Texas, but it's hard to go on the road and win at the Horseshoe. So.
You know, the bottom line is this game could go either way. I still have a few questions about Arch Manning. We just haven't seen him play on the road very much. Most of his snaps last year were home games.
And in the backup role,
absolutely,
time.
When Ewers is out of the game. So I would say I'm going to take Ohio State in this one, but I still think it'll be a competitive game. I just am always going to take the team with the competitive edge, especially with that home environment. I like what Coach Ryan Day has done with that team, obviously defending national champions. Give me the Buckeyes in that game, Jared.
All right, so Martin set to kick off. Bears have Anderson and Wiscombe back deep, and it's going to go to – oh, that's McKay Mon, and he knelt down to pick the ball up, and where his knee goes down is where the ball is down. So the Bears start at the 7-yard line. Bear Lake starts at their own 7. He had some running room, and Mon's got some speed. He went 70 yards for a touchdown in the JV game on the first play of the game. So had he been able to come up with that cleanly, that could have been a fun play there, but we'll never know.
They just want to one-up them. They want to go for a 90-yarder on the first opener.
Yeah, it just gives them 92 yards to go, right? I think they officially marked it at the 8.
Yep, he did.
So let's see what the Bears can do down on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital scoreboard by a score of 6-0. And it looks like it's still Tyson Alleman in the backfield next to Hume. I saw Wright on the sideline kind of getting looked at by the coaching staff. I wonder if he's not feeling great. It's a screen, just a wide receiver screen to Anderson. He's making some people miss, but eventually a whole pack of Huskies come in to make the tackle. 4-yard gain. He just a quick bubble screen there, wide receiver screen, 4-yard gain. Anderson with some nifty moves.
Yeah, it was good shifty work back there.
Made something out of nothing. It could have gone for a loss, which you don't want to do back that deep. 2nd down and 6. And Alleman still the wide out. Anderson and Birch, the near side receivers. And Hume back to pass. Gets the quick hitter out to Anderson. Just low. He had him there. And roughing the passer penalty. I think Bears are going to pick up 15 yards. Late hit. Yep, that's exactly what it is. So after the pass, the lineman shoves him in the back. Hume goes to the ground, 15-yard penalty.
Well, that's the first time that Reed's done some good for our offense.
So the pass was incomplete as Hume just threw it a little bit too low. Coach Houston Reynolds talked about execution, and that one the Bears executed perfectly except for the low pass, but the roughing the passer penalty gets the Bears out of the shadow of their own end zone. They started at their own 8. Now they're out to the 23-yard line with the automatic. Well, it's not automatic. There are no such things as automatic first downs in high school, but a 15-yard penalty on 2nd and 6 gives you a first down. Hume back to pass. Quick hitter gets it to Birch. In traffic. What a pass.
That was a great pass.
And Birch brings it down in traffic for a 7-yard gain.
I'll tell you what, Birch looks great out there. Big frame. That's ideally what you want for a short yardage target like that. Great play design and set you up with a 2nd and short.
Yeah, and he just sat down in the middle of these. It looks to me like his own defense. If I'm wrong, don't quote me. I don't know football. But he just found the soft spot in the defense and catches the pass for a 7-yard gain, 2nd down and 3 after the Bears had picked up the Phillips 66 U-Save first down. Quick hitter to Anderson. Anderson across midfield. He's in the clear. He's going to go. Touchdown Bears! Caden Anderson goes 67 yards. What a pass. What a run. Anderson had some men to beat. He gets some blocks. Wow, what a play. Caden Anderson goes 67 yards, touchdown Bears.
That quick little jab step right out there in the open really left it wide open for him. He's so fast.
Yeah, once he got to the open field, he had an escort.
He did.
And the only two guys that had a chance to beat him, the Bears blockers just said, Broxton Birch, I think, made one of the crucial blocks. He had the big catch. Birch, the junior, having himself a game. And shout out to the volleyball team, speaking of Birch. His mom coaching the volleyball team over there in Cokeville. And they are undefeated on the season so far, as they won their first 2 matches in Cokeville, and they're up in their 3rd match. As Birch ties the game, here's the extra point by Wiscombe up. It's good! Caleb Wiscombe with the extra point. The Bears take the lead. A 67-yard catch and run by Caden Anderson. Caleb Wiscombe with the kick. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Store.com. This is the SVI Sports Network.
Caleb Wiscombe, who just made the PAT to give the Bears the lead at 7-6, set to kick off for the Bear Lake Bears. Reed, who's been very big so far for the North Fremont Huskies, back deep. What a pass and catch. Caden Anderson, well-designed, well-executed play for the 67-yard touchdown. The Bears take the lead for the first time on the night, 7-6. Wiscombe's first kickoff was a touchback. This one is also going to be a touchback. It lands 2 yards deep in the end zone. Caleb Wiscombe. A couple years ago, we talked about how big of a weapon Toby Flakesfoot was, and Wiscombe is that weapon right now. He's got 2 kickoffs tonight. Both of them were touchbacks. Let's hope the second play is better than the last time that we kicked off.
Yeah, no kidding. It does make a big difference, though, because with how speedy North Fremont's back guys are, it would make me a little nervous to give them a ball with people not right on top of them.
All right, so Martin, the setback, not Reed. Reed is actually split out wide on this first play. Lenz under center. Martin is the running back. And we got a pre-snap penalty. I think it's going to be a legal substitution against Bear Lake. So 1st and 5 instead of 1st and 10.
A legal substitution against the Bears. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
So the Bears had 12 men on the field. They run one off, so now they only got 11 out there. 1st down and 5 for the Huskies after the penalty. And now they switch formations a little bit. It's still Martin, and they give it to the big guy, and he's going to break through. That's big number 77. He was in the backfield, and Tafoya making the tackle. Schultberg, the running back, and they go from the 25 out to the 40, so 15 yards. And he give it to big old number 77. Anytime you see that, that's a lineman number, and he's a big boy.
He is big.
He's been the blocker on most of the plays, and he's back there again. Martin, the deep back, and this time they're going to pitch it to Martin. He's trying to get to the outside, and he's going to get 8 yards.
Caden Anderson pushing him out of bounds.
So 2 big plays to start the half. 23 yards in just 2 plays, and they're already nearing midfield out to the 48-yard line. 2nd down and 2 are the Huskies. The Bears took the lead 7-6. They need to stop here, but the Huskies' offense has been clicking so far. Martin and Schulberg in the backfield side by side. Give is to Martin. Schulberg is the blocker, and Martin's going to get to the next level and going to get across midfield to the 44-yard line. That's a gain of another 8 yards and another first down for the North Fremont Huskies. You Phillips 66 U-Save sponsoring your first downs tonight. Live to the full with Phillips 66 U-Save. First down and 10 Huskies inside Bears territory at the 44-yard line. Martin and Schulberg in the backfield. The give is to Schulberg again. He moves quick well. And he's going to gain 11. Tafoya and Anderson are the tacklers, but not until Schulberg gains 11. He moves more like a running back than he does like a lineman. He just wears a lineman number.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. If I was a coach, I would give him the ball every single time. I mean, he can run over anybody on a defense. So if you can move like that, it doesn't matter what position you typically play. You're playing running back for me.
Absolutely.
Schulberg and Martin side by side. Give it to him again. Schulberg makes a move, and a great open field tackle by Anderson. And Schulberg gains 5 that time. So this has been the Schulberg drive. Anderson with a great tackle there.
Good technique. He went for the legs. A lot of people like to be the big guy that goes for the upper half, and he broke down good and took him out in his legs.
So only a gain of 4. They actually marked the ball right at the 30, so gain of 4 on that one. A little 2nd down and 6. And I think the official is talking to both teams saying, hey, when you hear the whistle, the play is over. There has been a couple of times after the play there's been some extracurricular, and so both teams right there just got a little verbal warning from the official. 2nd down and 6. Ball at the 30-yard line. Everybody in tight. Schulberg and Martin, the running backs. It's a quarterback keeper with those two as the lead blockers, and doesn't matter who's blocking for you. That was Tyson Alleman, ran it down, shedded those blockers, no gain on the play. So it's now 3rd down and 6 with the ball right at the 30-yard line. That was a big play there by Alleman. If he doesn't shed those blockers and make the tackle, that could have been a big gain.
That would have been big.
So 3rd down and 6. 4-down territory. So the Bears need a big stop here. And Martin, one of the running backs, that's not Schulberg this time. And it is going nowhere. Maybe a gain of 1. So Martin is going to get a yard. Jace Farmer, another big stop. And it's 4th down and 5. 4th and 5. The ball is at the 29-yard line. They need the 24-yard line.
You know, I don't want to say a crucial play here because there's still a lot of game left, but I feel like the momentum swing here is pretty pivotal.
And Bears in the backfield quickly, but, it's gonna be close. It's going to be close. They didn't get it.
I think he's short, yeah.
He's marked down right at the 25. He needed the 24. Yes. Bears make this stop.
That is huge, Nate.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge play. Didn't give us a lot of comfort there at the end. Almost got there, but that's a huge stop if you're Bear Lake. Momentum swings all in your favor here with 6:44 left in the 3rd.
So that was I'll give a lot of credit on that play to the defensive line that blew that play up in the backfield. And even though he got to the 2nd level, he didn't have his blockers anymore.
Nope.
And one-on-one, the linebackers were able to make the stop after the gain of 4. So great job on the defensive line to blow that play up. Here we go. Bears now with the 7-6 lead in the football back at their own 25-yard line after the turnover on downs. 2 running backs in the backfield. Give is to Wiscombe. He's going to dance through the hole, and he's still on his feet. And he's across the 30 to the 31.
Hand off to Caleb Wiscombe.
And the officials just a minute ago told him to stop on the whistle. And there was a little bit of extracurricular right there. Wiscombe he barely gets across the 30. We'll call it a gain of 6, but it's only a gain of maybe 5.5. So second down and a long 4 coming up here for the Bears. Taking some time off the clock and moving the football. We need some couple Phillips 66 save first downs right here. Tyson Alleman, the running back off the left hip of the quarterback Hume. Low snap. He picks it up, gets the pass away deep down the field for Anderson. Oh, just couldn't bring it in. That would have been huge down at the 30-yard line. What a pass, and Anderson went high to get it. If he would have brought that down, that would have broken this game. The Bears would have had first down and 10 inside the 30. Instead, it's third down and a long 4, short 5.
That was a great throw by Hume. He was getting hit right on his forward throw, too. That was to get the ball that far in the middle of being hit. That was a great throw.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised it got there.
Yeah.
Halfway through that throw, I wasn't all that certain. I was almost thinking I didn't want the cornerback to turn around, but it ended up getting there. A lot of arm strength there, especially under pressure like that. So great play, just comes up a little bit short.
And it's one that Anderson will tell you he probably should have come down with. It would have been a great catch to come down with it, but he's going to tell you he should have. Hume back to throw, dances through the pocket. He's going to run, and he's going to be just short. Well, let's see.
Looks like they're giving
great spot. And they're going to give him the first down. Gain of 4. They put the ball right at the 35-yard line. That's good for another Phillips 66 save first down. What a big gain there. Great spot.
Yeah, I was going to say generous spot. It's not something I'm complaining about, but
yeah, he directly in front of us. I mean, I sit right on the 35-yard line. I thought it was going to be half a yard short. He gets the first down. That's a Phillips 66 save first down.
It was the arm stretch.
Laying on a defensive player. First down and 10 Bears. Phillips 66 save live to the full. And the give is to Wiscombe. He's going to try to dance through the hole. He's not going to get there. He's going to lose a yard.
That big old 77, Cameron Schulberg. He's on both sides now. Big old running back on the other side that we couldn't seem to take down, and now he just blew that up.
Yeah, that's a man amongst boys out there.
Yep.
His wife and kids actually showed up to the game.
Schulberg has had himself a game. The first half, it was all about Reed. The second half has been Schulberg for the North Fremont Huskies. Second down and 11 after the loss of 1. Alleman, the running back. And back to pass is Hume. He steps up in the pocket. He's got some running room. He's going to get the corner and gain some positive yards. And there's going to be a flag, a late flag, and I think that's going to be a late hit. So he's forced out of bounds. He picked up 4 yards on the play. And so they mark it out at about the 38-yard line. But then a late flag. The Bear Lake sideline wanted a late hit, and I think they may have got it. We'll see what this penalty flag is because it came in really late, and he threw it as far as he could towards the play from way, way away from the play. And by the reaction of the North Fremont Huskies that are out on the field hearing the referees talk, they're going to keep him for the late hit, I think. It'll be a 15-yard penalty and put the Bears near North Fremont territory. Let's see if that's what they call. Oh, they're going to wave off. No flag. No flag.
Penalties waived off.
So it's 3rd and 7. 3rd and 8. So they're going to give him a 3-yard gain. They gave him a 3-yard gain. 3rd and a long. Oh, now they move it forward to 4. So 3rd and 7. Back to pass is Hume. Gets it away. He's got a man. And run out of bounds is Wiscombe on the far sideline. He picks up positive yardage, but it's going to be 4th down. 4th and 3. So he picks up. Yeah, he picks up positive yardage. The ball's at the 42. He needs the 45, so needs 3 yards. He gained 3 yards. I think Wiscombe is going to punt, try to pin him back. And Reed.
Wiscombe seems to be limping a little bit. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully just a stinger.
It looks like a cramp. He's grabbing his calf and trying to stretch it. You need him out there. He's the punter.
Yep.
He's had some good punts tonight. So the Bears take a couple minutes off the clock, pick up 1 first down, and should hopefully be able to pin back the Huskies. And here's the snap. He got it away, and he grabbed his leg. The cramp after he caught it. Reed is the return man. He gets it out to the 36-yard line.
Wiscombe is down.
It's cramps.
Yep.
You can tell it's cramps. So to the 36. So the Bears took the ball at their own 36. They took the ball at their own 24. They punted away, and South Fremont starts at the 36. So gain of 40 yards of field position. We'll take a quick break, 30-second break, while they try to get Wiscombe's cramps stretched out, and we'll be back right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
I'm Ben Olson. I'm an orthopedic surgeon and just joined Bear Lake Memorial. I'm originally from here in Bear Lake, graduated in 1997, went to undergrad in Pocatello at Idaho State, went to med school in Missouri, residency in Ohio, practiced in Northeastern Oregon for the last 11 years. I'm excited to come back home. You kind of grow up doing a lot of outdoor stuff like hiking and hunting and fishing, and that's kind of what we would do as a family. Now, as your kids get older, your life is focused around them, so then you chase them around with all their sporting activities, and that's been a lot of fun. Probably the thing I love the most is taking somebody that can't find relief and offering them a surgical alternative and seeing the change that can happen. My goal for my patients is to earn your trust and take you through that journey and offer them some relief from what they're suffering from.
Today's broadcast is owned by SVI Media. Any reproduction or use of this broadcast without permission is strictly prohibited.
The pitch goes to Martin on the first play. He's going to gain 10. Wiscombe, it's just cramps. He's on the sideline trying to hydrate as fast as he can and get stretched out. But Martin picks up 10 and a first down. So out just across the 46. They're going to give him 11 to the 47-yard line. Defensive battle. Bears gave up one big play. The North Fremont Huskies really one big play, 67-yard pass. And again, the pitch goes to Martin. Bears read it a little bit better this time. And it's about a 4-yard gain. Second down and 6 coming up. So the physicality on both sides of the ball is picked up in this second half. The Bears have started to match the physicality of the Huskies. And it's been kind of a fun football game. Enough yardage gain, so it's not just a total bore fest, which sometimes defensive battles can be.
Yep.
Schulberg, it's actually going to be a quarterback keeper. He's going to run the option, late pitch to Martin, and Martin goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line, 42. That was a very late pitch. They gave him just enough to give him exactly 6 yards, just enough for the first down. So first down and 10 North Fremont into Bear Lake territory at the 42. It was a good job by Lenz there to wait to the last second to pitch it.
Yep.
I mean, what are we watching, Jared? Air Force out here with the triple option?
You know what,
for a team called Air Force, they sure run the ball a lot.
Yeah, for a high school team, though, this is actually a really good offense. And there's a late timeout taken by Bear Lake just before the snap. I don't think they had the right personnel out there. Between Wiscombe and Bruce being injured, I think they're kind of scrambling to figure out who's the personnel is. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the SBI Sports Network.
Our PT department is comprised of physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We also have pelvic floor that we do. Physical therapy helps in multiple settings. They assist in the skilled nursing facility, the manor, the home health, along with helping out with both preoperative and postoperative. Make sure that you have the best outcome with your surgery and your way of life going forward.
Bear Lake Bears on defense, leading this game on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard by a score of 7-6. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare, you can count on them to care. And tonight, Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare is unfortunately taking care of one of the Bear Lake players already, as Peyton Bruce headed to the hospital in the first half. First down and 10 for the Huskies. And here is the give to Martin. And there's a hold. This one's coming back. About a 7-yard gain, but it's coming back. And it was one of those that was in the backfield with nobody else around, so it was an easy call. It'll be a 10-yard penalty. And holding has hurt both teams tonight, and that one could hurt the Huskies here as they had a 7-yard gain. It was going to be second down and, maybe about a 6-yard gain. It was going to be second down and short. Instead, it'll be first down and 20. And, sometimes you get away with holds. Sometimes they're right in front of the official, and they're crucial to the play. And that was one of those that it was both right in front of the official and crucial to making to getting the play off. So a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. It'll be back across midfield into Husky territory at their own 48-yard line. To get a first down, they need to get inside the 35 to the 33. So first down and 20 now for the Huskies. They're behind the chains. Reed in the backfield now. And it's a quarterback keeper with everybody blocking. Bears read it well. Anderson and Perkins in on the tackle. And we got another cramp. Bear Lake player. It looks like it's a cramp. I hope it's a cramp, not a knee. And that's Tyson Alleman, who's in there playing as Preston Wright has been dealing with an injury since the first half. So we got another injury timeout. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be back right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Flying S Title and Escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. Lenhart Beverages, proud to
your home for the Bear Lake Bears.
The Bear Lake Bears. And by KVSI The Wade, the Bear Lake Valley's hit music station on 105.3 FM.
So gain of 5 on that last play brings up second down and 15 after the holding penalty put him behind the chains. 2 running backs in the backfield this time instead of 3. Reed is a wide out, and that could have been a false start. Handoff is to Martin. He's going to gain 6. It's third down and 9. The lineman on the far side for North Fremont looked like he got a head start, but they said it was just well-timed. No penalty. Third down and 9. Probably 4-down territory.
Yeah.
If you don't gain anything, you might consider punting and trying to pin the Bears back. If you pick up 4 or 5 yards, you probably go for it.
Yep.
Especially as time's running down here in the third quarter. Bears up by just a point, 7-6. 2 running backs in the backfield. And it's quarterback keeper
pass.
Pass to Reed. It's incomplete. That's not Reed, actually. That is Marshall, Travis Marshall. It's incomplete. He would have had the first down and a little bit more maybe. Would have been pretty decent gainer. 4th and 9, and it looks like it's going to be punt time as the quarterback, Lenz, is headed to the sideline. So the incomplete pass, the holding penalty, crucial.
Yes, it is.
They lost 10 yards on the holding penalty. They gained 11 on the after the penalty, but that leaves you 9 yards short. So the holding penalty kills the drive. Anderson will be the deep back. Martin is the punter. He's counting to make sure they got the right amount of people out there. Here comes a late substitution coming in because they were 1 short. So here we go. High snap, false start. And looks like the near side gunner, that's Marshall, got a head start. So 5-yard penalty. And
5-yard penalty will remain 4th down.
-5 on the penalty. Moves the ball back to the 46-yard line. So any thoughts you might have had of maybe going for it? Probably not now, where it's 4th and 14. Anderson back deep. And nice punt, high, end over end. Bears are going to let it go. It's going to take a Bear Lake bounce. But no, North Fremont is able to down it at the 2-yard line. That bounced hard enough. I didn't think they were going to be able to run it down. Was that Reed?
Yep.
Reed ran it down. Wiscombe was out there, but it went about 5-10 yards behind him. And the way it bounced, I thought it was going to easily roll into the end zone, but North Fremont Reed gets it and pins the Bear Lake Bears back at their own 2.
It did make me nervous because they were punting from the same location they did earlier in the game, and they put us right same spot, 2-yard line.
Yeah, they're really good on their special teams. This is a well-disciplined team. You can't run this kind of offense and not be disciplined, so just disciplined all over.
So the Bears got to be careful here. Can't afford to lose any yardage. Safety would give the Huskies the lead. So the running back is Wiscombe. He's going to be off the right hip of the quarterback, Hume. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. It's just a quarterback keeper. Hume's got running room. He's out across the 15, 20, 25, 30. He's tackled finally from behind, but not before he picks up 28 yards out to the 30-yard line. Great play call there. Quarterback keeper Jack Hume for 28 yards.
Man, he is fast, too. He kicks it into 5th gear so quick.
Yes, he does.
That was impressive. I have not seen that kind of speed in a while.
Martin did a good job of running him down from behind.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought he might have 15 more yards with how fast he is out there.
That one could have been a bad play for the Bears if he would have got pulled down in the backfield. Instead, he picks up 28 big yards. Bears no longer in the shadow of their own end zone with 1:05 left in the third quarter. Hume back to pass. And it's intercepted by Reed.
Oh, and he's got space.
And he's gone. Touchdown. Nope, it's coming back, though. Block in the back. So the interception will stand, but the touchdown will not. Block in the back.
Man, and that is a penalty if you're North Fremont.
Block in the back against North Fremont. So it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So the interception will stand, but the touchdown will not.
Like I was saying, though, if you're North Fremont there, you hate to see that penalty flag. I mean, that is completely away from the play. You don't want that, especially in a game where points are at a premium. That's a tough penalty to take.
Yeah,
still a great interception. They're going to be happy with that, but it could have been so much more.
So 15-yarder and back to the 40-yard line. So instead of a touchdown, they get the ball at the 40. So the interception stands because it was a post-possession penalty, and it was one of those that didn't need to happen. He probably scores easily without that block.
Yeah.
So
that block was behind him. He was already halfway up the field.
So it's going to be North Fremont football with 54 seconds left in the third quarter at the Bear Lake 40, and that one was just a great play by Reed. If the ball's 6 inches higher, it's a huge play. It was headed to Caden Anderson, and he had some running room. Yeah, it should have only been a 10-yard penalty, not a 15-yard. So they do move it back up to the 35. So 35-yard line, 1st and 10, Huskies. But it does take points off the board. That penalty does take points off the board, and we'll see if the Huskies can score here. If they don't, then that block in the back could be the play of the game. Here we go, 1st and 10 at the Bear Lake 30 after the interception. And hitting the backfield is Martin, but he breaks free, breaks another tackle, and deep downfield. It's coming back, though. We got a hold.
Flag.
Another hold. In 2 yards in the backfield. So the big gain means nothing. They'll go back from the 35 to the 45, another holding penalty.
10-yard penalty.
So 1st down and 20, what would have been a big gain down into inside the red zone. Instead, puts the ball back to the 45 near midfield. And 1st down and 20. So the holding penalty, big, back-to-back penalties. Give is to it's number 33, not number 23, and he's going to gain 10. So that is Win on the carry. He's been the blocking back most of the time, but that time he's the running back. He picks up 10 yards on the play. So back to the original line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10. Bears making a late substitution. Here's the snap, and Wynn, again, the running back, he bounced it to the outside. He's going to pick up 7. Call it 6, down to the 24-yard line. And that's going to end the third quarter. So the Bears win the third quarter. They're leading in the game. After 3 quarters of play, the Bears lead it by a score of 7-6 on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in 60 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
Nice job, Martin. Looking good. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
I
the
see
funny car guy.
Hey, you got Napa know-how too, huh?
Yep.
Well, Martin does go 200 miles an hour.
Ron breaks 304 seconds.
Yeah, in a straight line. That's real hard.
You drive in a circle.
You don't even steer.
Look at me.
Hey, you
I
two.
turn left.
Don't make me go get my can.
Your can's old.
Quiet! Matlock's on!
That's Daryl's can.
Boogity, boogity!
Go here, go there, go anywhere with Phillips 66.
Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure.
Watch this game and all SVI sports broadcasts live after the big game at SVInews.com. This is the SVI Sports Network.
So as we come back to the fourth quarter, the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard shows the Bear Lake Bears in the lead 7-6. At the end of that play, Tate Ewing, who made the tackle for Bear Lake, came off the field. So as we come back to live action, it will be 3rd down and 7 from the 27-yard line. After that gain of 6 in the end of the third quarter. Bears need to stop here. 3 running backs in the backfield, Solberg, Martin, and Reed. Yeah, we think it's 3rd and 3, and they have it as 3rd and 7. They put, yeah. I was going to say that's a little bit different from what I had written down, but so they're going to move the chains to where they should be, make it 3rd down, and I have it as 3rd and 4, so long, maybe call it a long 3, short 4. And Bear Lake is the injury bug, which is what we didn't need, his bit tonight. And they're still getting the chain set. They now have the yard markers correct. So they need to get to the 30 for the first down. It'll be 3rd down. They have the first down marker. They're still confused. I think it should be at the 35. I think the first down marker is where it should be. The chains should be at the 35 going towards the 25.
There you go.
They got it.
There we go.
They've got it now. So they need the 25 for the first down. They're at the 28. That's better. Now we got it. So the officials get it figured out. They just they have the
Didn't know they had Jared teaching math out here.
It'd be worse than that if I was the one teaching it. 3rd down and 3. Big play right here. The Bears need a stop right here as we start the fourth quarter. Here's the snap. Quarterback keeper. And nice play. Caleb Wiscombe. Big loss. Caleb Wiscombe with the stop. And he goes from the 28-yard line back to the 34, 35. They mark right at the 35. It'll be 4th and 10, -6. Caleb Wiscombe was in pursuit from the backside the entire time. Brings him back for the big loss. That's a play of the game right there. If the Bears hold on to win this one, I'm going to call that the game-changing play of the game.
That was huge.
And now 4th and 10.
I'm glad to see those cramps fading away.
Yeah, he got himself hydrated. The fourth quarter came at a good time. And Ewing back out there. That's good to see as well.
Here we go, guys. Another pivotal 4th down.
4th down and 10. Solberg and Martin, the running backs, Lenz under center. Here's the snap. He's back to pass. Quick hitter. He's going deep. He's got a man. And it is caught. Wow, what a catch by Martin down to the 2-yard line.
That was a great catch over the shoulder. Great thrown ball.
If that ball is 6 inches further, he doesn't catch it. He had to dive. If it's 6 inches shorter, he walks into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yep.
But that probably is just as good as a touchdown, first down and goal at the 2. So first and goal at the 2. And North Fremont looking to regain the lead. So Wiscombe's big tackle. The next play is erased by the long pass. Solberg up the middle, touchdown. North Fremont, 2-yard run by Solberg.
That'll be a touchdown.
So just a 2-yard touchdown run after the great diving catch by Martin. That one, the play of the game right there, it's actually Travis Marshall, number 2, with the diving catch and a fantastic catch. Got to give him full credit. He full extension, does a front flip as he hits the ground, a somersault as he hits the ground. Great catch by him, and that gives the lead back to the Huskies. They're going for 2 to push the lead to 14-7. This is big. If the Bears hold them here, the Bears don't need a conversion after the touchdown to regain the lead, and he's going to go in untouched. So 14-7. 2-point conversion good for Reed. We'll be back with kickoff in 60 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
Here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, we have the honor of having a great radiology team. They've been recognized at the state level of being the best in their field. In our radiology department, we are able to provide MRIs, CT scans, X-rays, mammograms, ultrasound, echocardiograms, nuclear medicine, and DEXA scans.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
High school sports coverage lives here on the SVI Sports Network. Let's get back to the game.
So Marshall headed to kickoff, and it's going to be a short kickoff, and it's going to be picked up eventually by the Bears, and no gain on the play. Back at the 20. See where they mark it. One official has it at the 25, the other one at the 23. Let's see where they put it. That's Tafoya, who eventually picked it up. The kickoff by Andrew Martin. So the Bears at their own 25-yard line. They mark it at 24, so they split the difference. And the last possession ended with an INT after the big 28-yard run on the first play, interception on the second play. 3 wide receivers, Anderson, Wiscombe, and Birch to the near side, 1 to the far side. Back to pass. It's a bubble screen, and it was intended for Birch. It's incomplete. It was just a little wide receiver screen, and he led him just a little bit too much. He had a couple blockers in front of him, but the incomplete pass. So first down incompletion brings up second down and 10, and the Bears down by a touchdown, 14-7. But a lot of time left on the clock, 10:24. So Tafoya, the only receiver to the near side, Anderson and Birch to the far side. It is Alleman and Wiscombe, the running backs in the backfield. The give is to Alleman. Keeps his feet moving, gains a couple. It's going to be third down and long. Looks like they give him 2. Third down and 8. Big play right here. Bear Lake Bears.
Well, the truth is, Jared, I don't know how many more possessions you have if you're Bear Lake. With this offense, North Fremont knows how to kill the clock. I mean, you can run an offense like this and take 6-7 minutes off the clock if you run it properly. So big third down here. If you're Bear Lake, you want to convert this one at all costs.
Yeah, it's not 4-down territory unless you get like 9.5 yards, and so it's just a short quarterback sneak possibility on 4th down. Alleman, the running back off the right hip of Hume, most likely in there to block. Hume rolling, and he's being chased, and he's not going to – he gets the pass off, but that was going to be a sack, so he just threw it away. He had Tafoya deep, but there was no way – he didn't have the time to throw it. Tafoya had his man well and goodly beat, but there was no time to even look for him. And so 4th down and 8. Wiscombe's going to have to punt this one away. Bears defense going to have to step it up. Likely that North Fremont will have the ball near midfield. So it's time for the defense to step it up, get the ball back here quickly as we're in the 4th quarter, and the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard shows the North Fremont Huskies in the lead by a score 14-7 after that amazing diving catch by Marshall set up the touchdown run on the last possession. So Marshall and Reed are the deep backs. They both have speed. You don't want to kick it to them if you can avoid it. Wiscombe, the punter, he's got a couple of good ones away. Good snap, good kick, high, deep kick. And they're going to let it bounce. It's going to take a Bear Lake bounce. It's going to roll down to the 30-yard line. So Caden Anderson downs it at the 31 is where they're going to down it. Good punt, though.
It was a good punt. High.
Yeah, that's a huge weapon if you're Bear Lake. Being able to flip the field like that. I mean, we haven't had that since Toby Flake, which wasn't that long ago, but still, it's nice to have.
Yeah, it was high and deep, and so the return men both just let it go, and then it took a Bear Lake bounce. Got another about 15 yards after it hit the ground. So back to the 31-yard line. But the Bears couldn't do anything on their last possession. The Huskies drove for a touchdown on their last possession. They take over at their own 31-yard line, and the give is to Marshall, and he's gone. Ooh, no.
Oh, what a spin move, though.
I thought he might have been gone. He does get into Bear Lake territory at the 45.
Their backs run hard.
So 24-yard gain. Dax Perkins finally brings him down. Actually marking back at the 47, so make it a 22-yard gain. And a great run there by Martin, Andrew Martin, number 23. I think I've been calling him Marshall. I really apologize. I don't mean to. Martin, number 23, with the 22-yard gain on 1st and 10 into Bear Lake territory at the 47-yard line. Martin, the deep back again. He'll take the pitch. He's going to sweep to the outside. He gets a block. He gets to the outside. One man to beat. And fortunately, Tafoya was that one man and makes the tackle, but not until after another big gain, this time of 15 yards. And the Huskies are already in business. Another great run by Martin. Good tackle right there in the open field by Tafoya, or he would have scored because it was Tafoya and then green grass.
Yep.
So 1st and 10, Huskies, Bear Lake 33-yard line. They started at their only 31 just 2 plays ago. Martin and Solberg side by side in the backfield. Give us to Martin. Solberg is the blocking back. And a great pursuit there. And then it's going to be a face mask penalty. It's got to be because Andrew Martin and 3 Bear Lake tacklers are the only ones even close to that flag. So it's got to be a face mask at the end of the play. So Martin only gained a couple of yards, but then a 5-yard face mask penalty on the end of it. So it's not the personal foul variety. So it doesn't quite equal a first down. It'll be 2nd down and 1. So with the run and the penalty, they gained 9. So 2nd down and 1. Ball's inside the 25-yard line, down about the 23. They got to get to the 22-yard line for the first down. So should be able to convert. He got 3 downs really to get 1 yard. Solberg and Reed now in the backfield. Student body right this time, and they put everybody out to the right, then they ran left. Great tackle there by the Bears. He is going to get the first.
No.
he lost a yard.
Reed brought down by Austin Tafoya.
So Reed loses a yard. Tafoya on the tackle.
That was a great fill.
So 3rd down and 2, still 4-down territory. So now you got 2 downs to gain 2 instead of 3 downs to gain 1. But a good tackle there by Tafoya in the open field to bring down Reed, the speedster. So they lined everybody else up to the right, then ran it left. Solberg and Reed again, the running backs. Power left, and they ran right with Solberg. Solberg gets about 4 yards from the 24 down to the 20, but that is a 1st down.
I mean, with that big of a frame, Jared, it's really hard to tackle him. I mean, yards after first contact is a huge stat for him. He's dragging 3 defenders along with him. So just a power run there for the Huskies and a great 1st down for them.
The last 2 plays have been misdirection plays. They've put all their blockers onto one side and then run it to the other side. So right now they've got all their blockers off to the right, and let's see what they do. They're going to go left again. And with Martin, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. Spun away from the first tackler, but not the second, third, and fourth tacklers. Alleman and Tafoya were part of those second group, and a loss.
And Landon Davis making the first initial contact, getting him spinning to lose his momentum going forward. That was huge.
And Landon Davidson in there as a backup. He played just some JV, and I'm sure with the injuries and the cramps and the things going on for the Bear Lake defense, and they're going to say a loss of 3 on that one. So 2nd down and 13. Clock ticking down, about 6:10 left in this game. This is a big series for the Bears. They need to get a stop here so they can get a touchdown and tie this game up. Here's the snap. Give us to Martin. He's going to go off the right side. He'll gain a few. Let's call it 4 or maybe 5. Bears are doing a good job on this possession of gang tackling, and that's important with these powerful runners that the Huskies have. He gets just inside the 20 to the 19, so we'll call it a gain of 5, but it brings up 3rd down and 8. So 3rd down and long. Bears need to stop here. It's 4-down territory, but you'd like to make it a long 4th down here for the Huskies if you're the Bear Lake Bears. For the Huskies, they just want to pick up 3, 4, 5 yards, give themselves a more 4th and manageable. Solberg and Martin, the running backs. They do have Reed split out here to the left side as wide receiver. Lenz under center. Here's the snap. Pitch is to Martin. And he is going to fall forward inside the 15 to the 14. It'll bring down 4th down and 2. So he gains 6. And the Bears, at the point of attack, were able to get a shoulder pad into him, slow down the momentum, but they weren't able to bring him down. And they're going to say right at just inside the 15, so more like 4th and 3 on this one.
This is a huge down.
Bottom line is if you're Bear Lake, you need to stop here. You've got to cook something up because this is a team that absolutely will take time off the clock. They'll find any way they can to, and yeah.
So 4:43. Something's going on. North Fremont is headed over towards their sideline, and there's some discussion on the officials. I don't know what's going on. Okay, they're going to wind the clock. I think North Fremont is just going to let this clock run down and to the last second they can because they just barely set the ball ready for play. Oh, no. Timeout.
Timeout taken by North Fremont.
So they did let the clock run down as long as they felt like they could. That was weird because North Fremont headed for the sideline, and then they let the clock run down to 4.5 minutes. They took the timeout. 4th and 3. We'll be back right after this with the 4th down play on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
All part of the SVI Sports Network.
This may be the play of the game right here. It might be the end of the night. barring a turnover. If the Bear Lake Bears can get the stop, they'll have one last chance. It's 4th down and 3, 4.5 minutes left to go in this ball game. The North Fremont Huskies lead it by a score of 14-7. They need 3 yards. If they get it down close to the 10 to pick up that first down, the Huskies most likely win the game because they can run out a lot of clock. If the Bears get the stop, they'll have a chance.
I think
to
everybody
put
here
together a drive.
I think everybody here knows who's getting the ball here.
Solberg.
Yeah.
Yep.
How'd you know?
And he's got behind him is Wynn, Dodge Wynn. And it goes to Wynn instead of Solberg, and Wynn's got the first down and more. He's down inside the 5-yard line. That will be a first down, and that probably ends the game. First down and goal at the 5.
Well, if
4:23 left.
If everybody else knew who got the ball, they were all wrong. So,
and they're winding the clock now.
So.
And so North Fremont will take every tick off the clock between every snap. Bears are going to have to use their timeouts on defense and hope that they can get a stop here. That was a Solberg. They used him as the blocker that time. Gave it to Wynn. Wynn's also a fullback, big old bruising running back. They kept their speed on the sideline. Give it to their bruisers up the middle. Convert. They needed 3 yards. They got 8. And that's probably the ball game. Solberg and Martin, the running backs. Here's the snap. Give us to Martin, and he's going to gain a couple. Rowdy Johnson on the tackle. Haven't said his name tonight. But it's a gain of 3 down to the 2-yard line. 3.5 minutes left. It'll be 2nd down and goal. And the North Fremont obviously wants to score here, go up by 2 scores, but they also are okay taking their time doing it. They don't mind if it takes 3 or 4 plays to do it because that takes more time off the clock, doesn't give Bear Lake as much time to try to launch some kind of comeback. So it's been a fun game. It's been a hard-fought game, but it looks like the Huskies, barring something miraculous, are most likely going to come away with the win. And there's the handoff to Martin, untouched into the end zone. And now a 2-touchdown lead for the North Fremont Huskies. They go up by a score of 20-7. They'll go for the 2-point conversion. And the injury bug / cramps / everything else, just the Bears just ran out of steam.
They did.
Had a great first half, a great third quarter. In fact, they basically, you take away the first play of the game, and the Bears defense shut down North Fremont for 3 full quarters.
Yeah, they did.
But this fourth quarter, the interception, just at the start of the fourth quarter, was the play of the game. Bears had a chance to drive after taking the lead 7-6. Pass is just underthrown by a few inches by Anderson, and now Martin is going to go for the extra point PAT style. Not the 2-point conversion this time. It's up, and it is through. That makes the score 21-7. The PAT is good, so both teams have a kicking PAT in the game. North Fremont takes the lead 21-7. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I grew up in Provo, Utah, played football at BYU, medical school at the University of Utah, then did my residency at the Family Medicine Residency of Idaho, and then after residency came here. I love the beauty, the place geographically here. I love the people, and I love that there's a certain type of get-it-done person that lives here and thrives here. Really any sports me and my family love. Jet skiing, being on the lake, ATVs, power sports, that kind of stuff. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
This is Bear Lake Football on SVI 4 and The Wave, all part of the SVI Sports Network.
All right, the Bear Lake Bears set to receive the kickoff for Martin. They need 2 touchdowns in 3:05. So the Bears need a quick hitter and then an onside kick if they're going to come back in this one. Martin kicks it deep. It's going to be fielded by Mon. He's got some speed. He makes a move, but he's not going to get away and only going to get out to about the 25-yard line. Saman has got some speed. He just couldn't find anything in the open field. And the Bears now have 75 yards to go. Down by 2 touchdowns with 2:58 left on the clock. So this tough-fought defensive battle, but in this fourth quarter, the Huskies able to punch in 2 touchdowns, retake the lead, and now feel fairly comfortable with under 3 minutes left. We'll see if the Bears have something left in the tank. You know they're going to probably go to the air. Birch and Anderson, the near receivers, the far side receiver, Tafoya and Wiscombe. Hume back to pass. He's got a Birch in the flat. Just good quick hitter. Pickup of 6. So first gain of 6 on the first down play. But the unfortunate thing is that's going to take a lot of time off the clock. And the Bears huddling up. They need to have 2 or 3 plays called and go no huddle right here if they're going to get back in this game. Timeout on the field. Taken, oh no, the injury timeout possibly. They blew it dead. It's official timeout. I think somebody's got their lights on in the end zone. So if you are in the end zone and have a car on.
Anybody in the west end zone, please make sure your lights
So
are
there's a
on.
lights on
West
in a
end
car
zone,
in the
please
west
make sure
end
your
zone.
lights are on.
And so that's what they're doing. They're sending somebody up there to run, tell them to turn the lights off. The officials have blown the play dead until they do that. So if you're listening on the radio, turn your lights off.
The truck in the west end zone, please shut off your lights.
And they're behind the scoreboard. There's 2 different vehicles behind the scoreboard. There's one of them that turned them off. There's one more still to turn theirs off.
Scoreboard, please shut off your lights.
So that's why we're have a dead ball right now. We're waiting for the headlights to be turned off. And the officials are waving. We've got players up there knocking on the window saying, hey, we can't play football if your lights are on. There were 2 vehicles with them on. One of them got them turned off. The other one still. There's a Bear Lake football player up there. Like I can see him talking to him.
Running around the vehicle.
Yeah, turn your lights off. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now we can play football. The unscheduled timeout. 2:33 left. 2nd down and 4. Bears down by 14. They got 69 yards left. Clock is ticking. And so the Bears down to the last 2 are off. They can't get something big here quickly. Anderson and Tafoya, the wideouts, Birch and Wiscombe in the slots. Back to pass. He's going to Birch, just out of his reach. Tafoya's got some speed and had his man beat on the far side, but that play was designed to go this way the whole way. And just out of the reach of Birch. He would have had a first down. Maybe could have got out of bounds and stopped the clock, but with 2:17 left, brings up 3rd down. And 4 downs don't mean anything right now until you get to 4th down, and then you have to convert. But right now the Bears just looking for big yardage plays because they've got to move the ball quickly if they're going to get some points on the board. Even if the Bears can't win this one, I think they'd like to score one more, keep that score as close as possible. That could matter a lot in max preps down the stretch. Man in motion is Wiscombe. Hume back to pass. And he's being pressured now. He's going to get it away, and it's intercepted by Reed down inside the 30-yard line. So that should end the game. North Fremont can take a couple knees. The 3rd interception thrown on the night by Hume. He was under pressure, just had to get it away, and it was slightly underthrown. Reed stepped in front of the pass and picks it off. That's his 2nd interception of the night. Or does he have all 3?
He has all 3.
He's got 3 interceptions. He's got a long touchdown run to start the game. The player of the game for the North Fremont Huskies, Reed.
Definitely.
He's had a great night. Martin's had a good night at the running back position as well. Soldberg has a good night at the running back position. But defensively, Reed, and offensively, Reed. He's got 1 of the touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Can't ask for more than that from one of your players. For the Bear Lake Bears, we'll talk about it after the game. We'll take a quick break during the timeout. I have my nomination for player of the game. You 2 over there be thinking about it. And we'll award a player of the game. So the North Fremont Huskies just need to run out 2.5 minutes. 2:08, actually. And Reed will take the handoff. And he'll be drugged down from behind. About a 3-yard gain. Tyson Alleman on the tackle. 2nd down and 7. Again, at this point, the Huskies do not care about yardage. They care about running that clock.
Yep.
Hold on to the ball, 2 hands, and they're going to wait till they see the back judge giving the signal for the delay of game before they snap it. And they're going to get the win. Tough-fought game. They won last week 40-6. I'm sorry, 40-6. This week is going to be 21-7, most likely. Here's the snap. Give is to Reed. He's going to bounce it to the outside. He'll get a first down, which will stop the clock while they reset the change. Caden Anderson makes the tackle, but this will take the clock down under a minute, probably easily before they snap it. So we're waiting for the officials to wind it. They do. Clock will tick down underneath a minute before they even come to the line. Probably just one more snap.
Yeah.
If they work this right, they can do one more snap. They can just take a knee if they want to. We'll see what they do. And North Fremont Huskies are going to go to 2-0. Bear Lake Bears had a great showing tonight. Showed some sparks on offense. Showed that they do have a great defense. And set themselves up for a game next week against the Firth Cougars. That's at Firth. Reed hit in the backfield, brought down. Nice tackle. That's Josh Gutierrez making the tackle. Got to give him a shout-out. We haven't said his name tonight, so great tackle. Met him in the backfield. Loss on the play. But it's third down now and 10. But like I said, North Fremont doesn't care about the down. They just want that clock ticking, and it is. I don't think they need to run another play.
I don't think they're going to.
And that clock is down to 10 seconds. And it doesn't look like they're going to come to the line. I don't think they need to run another one to avoid the penalty. So the North Fremont Huskies are going to go to 2-0 with a 21-7 victory. The Bears had the lead going into the fourth quarter, 7-6. But the Huskies scored twice in the fourth quarter. A couple big interceptions by Reed sets up the first score and ends the threat of the Bear Lake Bears on the final score. So let's take a 60-second break. Catch our breath a little bit. We'll come back with a recap. I think Coach Reynolds is going to come up for a post-game interview. We'll select our player of the game, sponsored by Sanson's Island Grill. We'll be back with all of that right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Purchase DVD copies of this broadcast by visiting svistore.com. This is the SVI Sports Network.
All right, welcome back to the post-game show here on the SVI Network. And the Bear Lake Bears drop a tough one, 21-7. A lot of good things. Let's start with our player of the game. And I think we are all in agreement. We're going to give our player of the game award to Peyton Bruce.
Yep.
And it's just a shallow reward, but from what we're hearing, his football career ended before halftime tonight with a devastating lower leg injury. And so we appreciate him. We'll give him the player of the game, the senior captain. Tough injury. Some honorable mentions, though, that we could have given the player of the game to. Sam, you go first.
I think Wiscombe, he had a very strong night. And we did mention this earlier. We just never brought it back up. We were wondering if we had a PAT kicker, and come to find out we do. And he made his one attempt at a PAT tonight. So.
And his 2 kickoffs were both touchbacks.
Yep, that is a huge tool. So.
He had a great night running the ball. He had a great night defensively. So that's a great nomination. Nate, who would you go with?
Yeah, absolutely, Jared. My honorable mention tonight's Jace Farmer. He had a phenomenal game up on the defensive line. Couple of big hits, a fumble recovery, and he played great all game long. Gave it 100% the entire night, just came up a little short. So I would say Jace Farmer deserves an honorable mention tonight.
Okay, and my honorable mention is going to go to Caden Anderson. He had the long 67-yard touchdown. He had a couple other big plays. He played great defensively overall on the night. There's a lot of others we could mention, but I think those 3 are great honorable mentions. But we're going to give the $20 gift courtesy of Samson's Island Grill to Peyton Bruce. That's a regular feature. We're going to have the entire football season. So thank you to Samson's Island Grill for sponsoring that Player of the Game award. And tonight, the first one goes to Peyton Bruce. So, okay, let's recap the game. Started out pretty ugly for Bear Lake. An 80-yard touchdown on the first play from scrimmage by Reed. He would be the player of the game if we were North Fremont fans tonight.
Definitely. Yeah, he was everywhere.
First play of the game, 80 yards. He had 3 interceptions of the night, but that made the score 6-0. The 2-point conversion failed, and that was the score at halftime, 6-0. Bears come out in the second half and have a long touchdown drive. Eventually, a long touchdown. First drive of the second half. Capped off, it was just 4 plays, and the 4th play was a 67-yard touchdown pass from Jack Hume to Caden Anderson. Great pass, hit him in stride. Anderson did the rest, and then a couple of good blocks, one especially by Broxton Birch.
Yep.
Broke the play, and 67-yard touchdown. PAT by Caleb Wiscombe is good, and Bears take the 7-6 lead, and that's how the third quarter ended. Lots of punts, and then the turnover bug bit the Bears. They had the ball. They had the lead. Their first play from scrimmage goes 28 yards. The second play from scrimmage is an interception by Reed, and that turns into a North Fremont touchdown, the end of the drive. In fact, it was a touchdown at the time. It was called back for a block in the back. The first play from scrimmage was a hold. The 33-yard diving catch to start the fourth quarter on 4th down and 3, and it's a 33-yard diving catch that set up the touchdown. 2-point conversion good. That made the score 14-7. Bears punt. North Fremont goes on a long drive, scores another touchdown. PAT is good, 21-7. Bears' last-ditch effort ends with an interception, and that's the end of the game. Bears had a great effort defensively, but can't convert in the end, and the North Fremont Huskies come up with the win. And we got Coach Houston Reynolds slipping on the headset. First of all, Coach, congratulations on getting the first game under your belt. And, defensive battle for 3.5 quarters. That was a defensive game.
Yeah, we knew coming into this game that they were going to be physical. And, their first offensive series, our first defensive series, I had some concerns.
An 80-yard run on the first play from scrimmage usually will give the coach some concerns.
I was sweating that one, but, I am really proud of the way that they battled, especially on defense. This is a big physical team, and they like to run it right at you. And we knew that with some of our younger experience, some of our younger linemen, we knew that was going to be a challenge that we needed to step up to. And definitely on defense, I felt like they did. At the end, it's unfortunate we gave up that last touchdown, but I thought defensively, I thought we did a good job.
Yeah, you mentioned before the game, your key to the game to me was the physicality. We needed to match their physicality. And I would say overall, your team did a good job of that. A couple of unfortunate injuries. Peyton Bruce went down with a tough injury. I don't know if you can give us a little bit of an update there. You were out on the field with him.
Yeah.
Tough one.
Injuries happen, and oftentimes a coach can become callous to him, but being out there on the field with him, his injury was pretty severe, and my heart breaks for him. And it just tore me up. It was actually something that I had to break myself out of and snap out of it a little bit and get back to calling a game because, but it was he hurt his leg and it was a serious injury.
So you never want to see an injury in a football game, especially one severe, and it is hard to regroup mentally after seeing one of your players go down like that. Other injuries, it looked like Preston Wright didn't play much in the second half, didn't have his helmet on. Not sure what was going on there. Was that another injury as well?
Sorry, I had to check the rules real quick. He had what we think is either a hip flexor strain or a hip contusion.
Okay.
I think that he was getting the attention that he needed, and I'm hopeful that he would be back here at our next game.
You missed him at the linebacker position, running back and linebacker for you. So a couple injuries on your defense may have been a difference, and you had Tate Ewing come out temporarily with an injury. Lots of cramps. It looked like Jack Hume had a cramp for a while. Caleb Wiscombe had a cramp. That's going to happen early in the season, especially in hot weather.
Yeah, there was a lot of cramps. I was kind of surprised about that. I mean, we did a good job. We had pickle juice on the sideline. At one point, I had to go over. At one point, we had 3 or 4 guys laying on the grass, trying to stretch their legs, and I had to go over and tell them that I wanted every one of them to take 3 big gulps. And bless his heart, Caleb Wiscombe was gagging on me and almost threw up. But they battled through it.
To talk about battling through it on his one punt, he stopped and almost grabbed his leg after he received the snap. Still got the punt away, and it was a decent punt.
Dude, I was looking out there, and he did that, and I for a second I thought, did he just like put the ball between his legs? was that like a trick? And later found out he was like grabbing his foot, trying to stretch it before he kicked it, I guess.
Yeah. Next weekend, you just got to move on. That's the good and the bad about playing football. You got 1 week to try to get over some of those injuries, get people rehydrated, hopefully get Wright back. And you got Firth next week at Firth. What can you tell me about Firth?
I think and we try to focus on one team at a time. We'll spend some time tonight and tomorrow morning breaking down this film, and then start getting ready for Firth. I think they're going to provide a unique set of challenges for us, and we're excited to have another week of preparation under our belts. I think offensively, there wasn't a lot of touchdowns tonight offensively, but there are. You walk away from that game kind of as the offensive coordinator, and there's a lot of really great things that happened.
Yes.
We had some wide receiver screens that were wide open. Our quick game was really nasty until late. There was a lot of pressure. I think we made an easy to understand mistake of trying to force things to happen instead of kind of sticking with what is the read and what is our job and what's our route and making sure that we're ultra precise. And I think, though, that even though it wasn't a light up the scoreboard offensively, I think that we did a really good job, and there was a lot of promise. I wish it was a little bit more dialed in. I think that, we could have gone and scored a few more touchdowns. I think we're just hairs away from that, so hopefully it dials in.
Yeah, we mentioned that. You're this close. Caden Anderson, that one touchdown, it's off his fingertips. If that ball's 3-4 inches shorter, he walks into the end zone for a touchdown there, and that was a 4th down play, so it turns into a turnover on downs instead of a TD. And that would have been a completely different game. That would have put you up by 2 scores at that point and could have changed things a lot.
And I love that kid, but I think he stole a piece of my soul on that play.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach, for coming up. Good luck next week. One thing that I think you can be excited about is I don't think you're going to see the size from Firth next week especially the defensive front as you saw this week. These North Fremont kids are big, and 14 seniors on this team. So they're big, they're experienced, and they showed it tonight. So hopefully Firth, size-wise, will be a little bit closer to what you guys are. But I agree with you. I saw a lot of great things. You're just a couple ticks away from a victory most likely. And this is a good team. They beat South Fremont. That's an opponent you have coming in here in about a month's time. They handled them last week, and so you guys played them well tonight. Going into the 4th quarter, you had a lead. So congratulations on pretty good fought game. Just came up a little short.
Thank you. And my hat's off to North Fremont. I think they do a good job. They have a good program. Seems like even on years where maybe they're you could think that they would be a little down. They seem to put things together and be real physical and run it right at you. And I think they do a great job over there. And I'm excited to see Firth and for the new challenges that they'll throw at us. And I also just a little plug for this community. You know, I've moving in here 2 years ago. I've always been impressed with the show out, the people who show up to the games and the support that we have and the cheering. And I've had, you know, family members and friends from the town I grew up in come up and see it, and they've always been impressed with our community and the support that we have. And so it just means the world to us, and it means a lot to the boys to see it, look up and see the fans and hear them cheering. And so we really appreciate the support that we get. Yeah,
I'll second that. It's always impressive to me to look out here on a Friday night, and you know that this is where the community is, and so that you put on a good show for them tonight. It was an exciting football game, and I look forward. We've got a couple weeks before we'll be back here, so I hope the community comes out. Look forward to seeing you next weekend. Firth, thanks for coming up, Coach.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, that's Coach Houston Reynolds. Thank you to him for coming up, and we'll hopefully talk to him next week after victory versus Firth. We're going to go up there to Firth High School next Friday night, and that should be a big game. If I'm not mistaken, the last time that the Bear Lake Bears and the Firth Cougars took the field together was in the Mini Dome for the state championship, and the Bear Lake Bears came out on top in that game, and that was a fun one, and for the Bears' first ever state championship. Talk about community. Coach Reynolds talked about community, and he that game, I don't know that there was anybody left in the Bear Lake Valley because they were all in the Mini Dome.
I would
have to open up the other side of the bleachers. I remember that very well.
It was an amazing turnout. So I want to just, again, echo the community support for this team is fantastic. They showed out well tonight. And if you're thinking, well, it's a disappointing end to the game, this was one of only 2 games that the Bear Lake Bears weren't favored in this season. This was the outcome that the computers expected. I know preseason computers can be sketchy at best, but this was the outcome they expected, and I think the Bears put on a show. And you never want to blame injuries, but you have to wonder if Ewing is feeling better on that play that went for the long pass just before that led to that touchdown on that 4th down play. Maybe if Preston Wright's out there as a linebacker and can put a little bit more pressure on instead of a backup. Maybe if Peyton Bruce is in there to give maybe a little bit more protection on some of Hume's plays. You never know. This could have been a very different turnout with those guys out on the field. But injuries happen. It's part of the game of football. And tonight the injury bug bit the Bear Lake Bears, and they came up just short. But a good performance for the Bear Lake Bears overall, and hopefully they can get the victory next week at Firth. Last thoughts, Nate?
Good game defensively. The Bears kind of struggled on offense tonight, but still a really exciting game. And I think there's a lot of hope for this team. I think, as you saw out there, there were stretches of a lot of potential on offense. And, I mean, we saw it on defense, too. Coming back, getting the lead there for a minute. That was actually really nice as well. So I think this is a different team from last year. They've taken their lumps, and they've learned from them. And I think we're in for an exciting year of football here in the Bear Lake Valley.
You know, you say that, and come back to take the lead just made me think of the fact that, you give up an 80-yard touchdown on the first play from scrimmage against a team that you're supposed to lose to after the disappointing season last year. It would have been very easy for this team to put their heads down and just accept their fate, and it could have been a big loss. Instead, the Bear Lake Bears fought hard and did make a good comeback. Sam, your last thoughts?
I feel like it's all how you respond. Like, they came out and punched us in the gut, and honestly, it came out fairly even to what you would think it would have. I mean, just a couple big plays is all it comes down to. Defensively, we played well. Offensively, yet again, like Coach Reynolds said, they're literally a couple small plays away from being great. A missed pass. I think we're grasping at straws as far to when this is actually going to take off and get going. So I think you're going to be looking good here in a couple weeks.
Agreed. Hopefully the Bears can bounce back. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to get out of here. I've probably been talking too long anyway. Sam, good job for your first ever game, and appreciate you being willing to join us. Nate, Even though I teased you, it is good to have you back. We'll have you for all the home games, but we won't have you on the road.
Yeah, most likely. I shouldn't be able to make them for those, unfortunately. My job keeps me until 5. I can definitely make it here for the home games, though.
Adulthood,
I know. Taxes.
Good
weddings.
luck. Good luck with adulthood and your upcoming wedding. I don't know that we're not going to have you back on the air before you're married.
I know.
We are on the road for the next 2, and you will be married before we're back.
We're like 2 weeks away. I'm a little bit terrified about it, but it's mostly standing up in front of that many people. So
no, you'll do fine. It will be fantastic for you. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us. For Lisa out at the radio station, Nate pushing all the buttons, making this sound and look good. Ray Henry, our expert cameraman, back at it for another year, and everybody else on the SVI Sports Network. This is
Sam Roberts
and Jared Hillier saying good night, everybody.